I don't care if you've been fucking King Shark all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live direct from the stack. Smoke me out, fam, with that dankest of dank shit. On my left, Blue.
I couldn't go to Hawaii this year for my birthday, so I brought Hawaii to me. Got that Kahlua rum.
Nice.
Ooh, look at you. Far right engineering on the ones and twos, choke people out on threes and fours, Chronos.
You can't blame everything on China.
In the middle, we got your boy Stitch.
Can we just unleash the murder hornets at the reopen rallies?
I think we have. Do we have? No, we do not have Old Ninja yet. He is en route. We're gonna get started though.
Yeah. So.
How is he en route? He should be at home, quarantined, like everybody else.
Well, he's working too, though.
Yeah, I know. That's enough.
So welcome back.
I guess we'll go to. Well, we have no RPs because Old Ninja's not here. So I guess we'll just roll right into listener of the week, and that would be. Oh, wrong screen. See, I'm already fucking up. It would be Farzane will be our listener of the week. Thank you for listening. And first in the chat would be the Best Damn Network. What's going on?
Oh, that's fam.
Yes. Good to see you back in the chat again. We appreciate it.
I do know of an RIP, but are we just going to wait for Old Ninja to pop in?
Look, he's the one that's late. Fuck him. Let's go on. Let's do a few. Like, to me, one of the biggest ones, and there are a bunch of them. And these are just celebrity ones, y'all. So we know that there's, plenty of people, ordinary people losing their lives. But Little Richard passed away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like one of the pioneers of like rock and roll, early rock and roll, and a whole bunch of gospel singing too, and influencing everybody from Prince to the Beatles and James Brown, a whole bunch of folks. Like this was a big deal.
Yeah, he's a highly talented artist. I wish I had my little cheat sheet in front of me, but he was up there in age, but he lived a pretty long, very impactful life in terms of music and rock and roll history.
Yeah. Also, I mean, being as flamboyant and out as he was in that era and black and doing rock and roll, like you talk about a pioneer, like that was somebody that deserved a whole lot more credit in terms of just legacy and whatnot. So, I mean, R.I.P. to him.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that we haven't had like a documentary about his life. I guess we will eventually, but like we have one for like Ray Charles, and I guess only Ray Charles had a big movie.
No, what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix did the Walk the Line one for Johnny Cash.
I'm thinking of like African American performers.
Yeah, he does kind of get pushed sort of behind like Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, and them, but it's unfortunate that he doesn't get as much recognition as like those two artists do.
Oh, I think he has one on Netflix. Hold on.
There's one on
really
Netflix.
Funny. I like how in Black Dynamite they had the joke about having a little woo, and that was definitely like a callback to Little Richard because that was his go-to singing thing that he would do.
Hell yeah. No, that's for real. I do see a couple others that we could just mention, even without Old Ninja. The original fucking Tiger King.
Roy. That was Roy.
Siegfried and Roy Horn.
Yeah.
Passed away.
And he got mauled by a fucking tiger.
He got a run, right?
A while
Sure
ago.
did.
Yeah, that was a couple years back.
Yeah.
And also, what's it called? Ben Stiller's dad.
Yeah.
Jerry Stinger.
Jerry, yeah.
But Jerry.
Who was on Seinfeld as well.
He passed away. He was also a King of Queens, was it?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
He was also on. Yeah.
Was he
So,
also?
I saw a lot of
Was he also on like Everybody Hates Raymond? Was he on that show too, or am I tripping?
You gonna make us
I never
fact
really
check
watched
shit,
that show,
man.
but it's possible.
Yeah. But he was in a lot of different movies, and he passed away. I think he had cancer, right? And he died at like age of 72.
I feel like he's
older
older than that.
Yeah.
I thought he was older than that.
Yeah. Usually old ninja does this. Forgive us, but yeah, he was old. He was old, and I don't think it was Rona related.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, there we go.
Oh
there he
shit! This
Finally.
musty mouth motherfucker gonna come in here.
Yeah. Your sundial off?
No. I was doing some birthday cooking.
Making it-
The fuck?
What?
so
Your struggle plate ass.
so Jerry Stiller was
Struggle
92
plate.
years old. He was 92.
92.
Yeah, that's a pretty full life.
Yeah, man.
I say that knowing that when I'm like, if I hit 92, which I doubt, if I'm there, I'm like, I ain't ready to fucking die.
Hell no.
So,
Yeah, he's got a super long laundry list of movies he's been in and TV shows. Like he was in Zoolander 2 with his son.
He's in both of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was fucking
Yeah,
hilarious,
well-
man. We did all the other ones. I think all the big ones like Little Richard and Roy and Jerry Stiller. Did you want to do another one, or were you prepared, or you ain't prepared?
Did you talk about Leslie Pope and Andre Harrell?
No,
Who are they?
So Leslie Pope is Oscar-nominated set designer. She
Wait,
was
set
nominated.
Set
designer?
designer?
Yeah, she worked on Avengers Endgame, Captain America Winter Soldier. Basically, she worked on the MCU. She passed away at 65. And then you talk about Siegfried and Roy,
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we talked about
and then you said Little Richard. So Andre Harrell, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Music executive who founded Uptown Records. They used to sign acts such as Jodeci, Albie Shore, Mary J's Bride. She passed away at the age of 59.
Yeah, didn't he also discover Puffy?
What?
Didn't he also discover Puffy? Puff Daddy?
So that was my next point.
Record.
Harrell is responsible for giving Sean Puff Daddy Combs his first music break. Harrell was also part of the rap duo Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and he produced singles such as Genius Rap and AM/PM. He then went on to work with Russell Simmons, rose to general manager and vice president of Def Jam, and then he set out to start Uptown Records. He was
That's impressive. That's a young
like I said,
age.
he was 59. He died of heart problems. And then did y'all talk about Betty Wright?
No.
No.
So
Holmes.
Betty Wright, not to be confused with Betty White, is an R&B soul singer. She had nurtured an era of hip hop and basically soul music. If you don't know her music, which most of you, everyone probably does, just to give you a example, her one single, "Tonight Is the Night," has been sampled by Slick Rick, Snoop Dogg, DJ Quick, and 90s rappers Candyman, just to name a few.
That's a great song.
Her other hits include "Clean Up Woman," which was her first #1 hit when she was 17. Also, No Pain, No Gain, and "Where Is the Love," which is also another cover by Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
She's had many, many more. She's been making music since 1966, up until 2014 as a lead, and up until 2018 as a backup or a guest. She died due to cancer, and she was 66.
R.I.P. Rest in power. All right, guys. Who want to start it off on this Rona report?
Oh, God.
Is that Charlie?
Nah,
Go ahead, Stitch.
Go Switch.
From what I tuned into today, I think we're at over 81,000 dead in the United States.
83.
84.
Okay.
84.
Okay. Exactly. It depends on what hour of the day. it is.
I'll give you the exact number right now. It's 85 now. Jesus Christ. 85,000 deaths
Jesus.
Fucking Christ. That's crazy. So yeah, so people are still dying. I mean, unless you've been living on the moon or something like that and don't know what's going on. Pretty much same shit, different day. Just we keep looking ridiculously stupid in front of the national media in terms of our leadership. I guess we'll talk about lightly later about our baby president having that tirade, telling people to ask.
Yeah. I watched that shit
China
live.
and yeah, just absolutely ridiculous.
Was it Georgia? Or I can't what state today had like the highest number of coronavirus outbreak. I think they had like, or not outbreak, but death. I think they had like something like 200.
Illinois.
That was Illinois. Yeah.
It was Illinois. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because didn't they open back up, right? Or are they still sheltering in place?
It's a mix. I mean, you're seeing a lot from what I've been watching. Depending on whatever city and state that you're in, some of these governors want stuff to reopen and are like, oh, we need the economy, blah blah blah. Like for example, Georgia, the governor of Georgia, whose name escapes me off the top of my head, he's
Kemp?
all for opening. Yeah, Kemp. Yeah, he wants everything open, blah 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 blah, and wants everything to get back to normal. Open up your delis, tattoo shops, nail salons, et cetera, et cetera. But you have like the mayor of Atlanta, Georgia, saying like, no, we are not open, we are not ready. Stop this. And so it seems like this is going on also in a lot of other places. Obviously, Georgia / Atlanta was kind of like the first to have this public feuding between the governor and the mayor of like the largest city in the state. And I assume the same thing is probably going on in Illinois. I don't know what the governor has said for Illinois in terms of like if they wanted to just open up everything like Georgia was. But I do know the mayor of Chicago, the female lady who's been getting memed to death because of her hair and all the stress that you can see she's gone through since she took office. She has kind of been on the same path as the Atlanta mayor, saying like, no, we're not ready. We need testing, et cetera, et cetera. This is going to be a problem. But
Her name is Lori Littlefoot.
okay, yeah. But it just seems like this is going on a lot of places where now all of a sudden it becomes people's lives and health versus the desire for these states to make money and income. And even you've seen locally here in California, for example, Elon Musk is bucking back against the state governor saying like, no, I'm opening up my plant, et cetera, et cetera. I need to get back to work, make money, and the Alameda County health officials are just like, no, you're not supposed to. So people are butting heads and not on the same page and getting very frustrated with each other.
Well, I mean, it just shows that the leadership from the top down has been all fucked up. Like nobody's taking an actual leadership role. They're all saying like they're just trying to push it down to like the lower level. Like the president's saying, oh, it's up to the governors, and then the governors are like, oh, well, I'll do this, but it's up to the counties, and the counties, oh, it's up to the mayors. Oh, but motherfuckers, somebody please take control of this goddamn country. It's like, listen, this is what we're gonna do. This is the fucking game plan. Have clear and concise guidelines to saying like, listen, this is what you need to open up, and if you don't go by these guidelines, there'll be consequences. You know what I mean? But nobody's doing that shit. And the president said there's going to be consequences to certain things, but nothing's happening because he's bullshit. Like he's not going to do anything to like take any kind of responsibility. He's not going to try to lead the governors or lead the states. Even when he's talking about like the national stockpile, he talks about the federal stockpile as like being just part of his federal government. Motherfucker, the federal government is paid for by the people, which is paid for by the states and the cities and the counties and all that shit. The fact that they don't understand the way that our basic government works is incredibly retarded to me, and I don't understand how the fuck these people are even in power. And like, you know, Georgia was a perfect example of like the governor was like, yeah, let's open up, and the mayor been like, nah, we're not ready. And like the fact that those two didn't talk is a fucking problem. Like here in California, like we have certain counties that are opening up, but it's with an understanding, because there's certain states, like there's certain counties in California that are very low populated, so I can understand that. Like most people that are like not from California, you think that this is all like a packed state. The vast majority of California is not populated, like hardly at all. It's only populated in like the Bay Area and LA County and San Diego County. That's pretty much it. Everything else is pretty fucking rural, except for like maybe Riverside. Even then, that's basically LA County, Riverside County. But it's
Fresno.
Yeah, and like
Orange
Fresno,
County.
but even Fresno, it's not even that dense populated. But if you go like north or anywhere else there, it's very sparsely populated. So for them to be on lockdown when they're already socially distancing from the get-go doesn't really make sense. But they need to do it by like, you know, a case-by-case basis. But they're not doing that, and they're not making clear guidelines on how to do it. And they're not talking to each other, and that's why we're all fucked up. Like we're looking like idiots on the global stage. And
Yeah, it's funny because the Swedish had asked me. She was like, "Hey, have the quarantine in place been lifted?" I'm like, "I don't even know." Like, because I think LA they extended theirs for another 3 months or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like I don't know what the fuck we're doing. All I know, I'm staying at home, trying to stay safe, and keeping my distance from people, doing my own self-governing, which a lot of people aren't doing.
Well, even for like a day, the president came out, and that's when the CDC put out those guidelines that their like geared steps for reopening, and like one of the prerequisites for like step one was like, oh, you need to have like 14 days of like declining positive results for the coronavirus and stuff like that. So they put this plan out on paper. Then literally in like a 24-hour time period, when the Georgia guy was like, "Now we're gonna do whatever we want to do," and they turn and look at Trump, who made these guidelines and was just like, "Yeah, this is what everyone's gonna follow." He's just like, "I don't know. I mean, whatever."
You mean I gotta leave?
It's just like, it's just like, why did you even waste time explaining what this plan was if you're not going to enforce the fucking plan? It's just like he's being like a shitty parent. Like, it really is. Just like, no, we have a curfew. You're going to do your homework. You're going to do some chores. You're going to be in bed by 8 o'clock.
Hold on.
And then next thing you know, you got this badass teenager who's going out smoking and fucking coming in the house with boys till like 11:30.
Hold
on,
the father's
Stitch. Just sitting on the couch doing nothing.
Stitch, it's almost like somebody gave him millions of dollars when he was a baby, and he never had to lead a day in his life. Yeah, that's what it's almost like. It's fucking amazing. He doesn't know hard work. He doesn't know how to fucking lead. Like, he was born with a fucking platinum spoon in his mouth. And this is showing now. This is why you don't vote for somebody that never worked hard in their life into fucking power. Because look what he's doing. I mean, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
And he does, yeah. I completely agree. There's no sense of governance whatsoever. I'll just say this, though. When it comes to the infection rates and the death toll, none of those numbers are really going to be going down. Even if temporarily you see them kind of leveling off in certain geographic areas, that doesn't mean shit, because it can certainly spike right back up again, which we're seeing all over the fucking place. Even in some relatively rural areas in the country, we're seeing hot spots spark up and 200% increase in infection rates and higher. There's no safety. There's no, I've said it before for months on here, there's no vaccine. Yes, you can wash your hands. Yes, you try to keep social distance to mitigate the risk as much as possible. But don't be fooled. Don't be dumb enough to be fooled into thinking that there's some security or whatever. There isn't.
Yeah, and there's like fake bullshit out there right now, like talking about how if we just let this stuff go through, we'll have herd immunity. I still don't. I think I've seen people that I consider smart people saying this stuff, like we'll have herd immunity without a vaccine. Like, how the fuck does that work? Like, if it's something that you can get reinfected with, how the fuck can herd immunity honestly do anything? So let me just explain to you. With COVID-19, if you get it, you can get it again. After like getting through it and like coming back negative with COVID-19, you can still get reinfected. So how in the fuck, any smart person, please explain this to me. How can you get herd immunity when you can get reinfected with the same fucking virus? It is literally fucking impossible without a vaccine or without social distancing and like literally
dangerous.
Go ahead.
Especially even more of a risk issue when you're talking about a relatively high mortality rate. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, more people recover. I get all that, blah, blah, blah. But there's still a substantial percentage that actually die from this, you know? And so why are you wanting to play Russian roulette?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, we had a chance to really fix this back in, like, February, right? And I think I've mentioned it before on the podcast, but it's like when they shut down travel to China, we still let in 40,000 people from China. But during that same time period, there were people that lived here from China, that came from China that were American nationals, all right? 40,000 people that came in. When they got here, they didn't test them. at all. They didn't check their temperature at all. They didn't make them. They didn't do a strict home quarantine for 14 days at all. None of that shit happened. On the East Coast, they didn't shut down shit at all from Europe. All right, for even a longer period of time. They eventually did, but the damage is already done in New York, and you see it right now because that's one of the main thoroughfares from Europe is to go through New York, and so that's why they're all fucked up right now because they believe that just because it came from China that it was only Asians that could fucking have it for some stupid ass reason, when the vast majority of the people that got infected in America were from Europe. Don't get me, yeah, it started in China, but people were infected in Europe, and for them not to figure that out, it's fucking incredibly short-sighted, and to not do any sort of contact tracing is stupid. And it even got to a point now with these people that are conspiracy theorists when they're like, oh, they want to do surveillance. It's like, motherfucker, it's not the kind of surveillance you're thinking of. It's just surveillance to see who is infected and how to contact trace. And if you don't understand what contact tracing is and you are against it, you're fucking stupid. It's literally, this is all it is. Let me break it down for you. If you get sick, they ask you, who have you been around? Who have you contacted? Yep. That's what contact tracing is. If you don't understand that, shut the fuck up. Stop with your stupid ass tinfoil hat bullshit. You need to know who's good.
Even with that, it's only as good as your memory recollection of who you've been around, and you're around a lot of strangers during normal periods of time.
Yeah, that's...
And usually it takes like 2 weeks for you to show symptoms. So like, you know,
I
can't remember what I did 2 weeks. I mean, I remember what I did 2 weeks ago. I was at home.
Well, and that's why it was important, you know, in February for the people that came from other countries. They should have all been. It should have been a strict for them to be like, listen, you're gonna stay your ass at home, or you're gonna stay your ass in a fucking hospital for 14 fucking days. That's the only way you're gonna do this. And you're gonna tell if you're gonna be in contact with somebody, you're gonna tell us who the fuck you're in contact with. But people want to talk about, you know, social liberties, but now where are we now?
Yeah.
This is where we get into like the deep like legal problem with what they're doing in America right now, because we could have fixed this back in the day with inconveniencing, you know, less than 100,000 people, but now you're inconveniencing pretty much the entire nation with no laws in the books that will protect the United States of America or local governments from lawsuits, from telling people that you have to stay at home. Like, there's nothing on the books that makes this legal to do. And I know that me and Stitch, we had a conversation earlier, like a couple days ago about this, but like what was the law the thing you stated about? It was Massachusetts versus fucking somebody.
Yeah,
Johnson
I
or
can't
some shit
pull
like
it up
that.
on my phone because I'm obviously talking
Yeah, you're on
right
your phone.
now. But yeah, there's a Supreme Court case where I guess what year was it?
1905. 1905.
Yeah, early 1900s, where essentially the police department violated. Well, the debate was they violated someone's Fourth Amendment, which is search and seizure, and they took somebody under. They arrested somebody. They didn't commit any sort of legal crime, but they took custody of him and seized him because of, I guess, a quarantine or vaccine type emergency and everything. He said his civil rights were pretty much essentially violated, and so it went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and then it was ruled by the Supreme Court that during that, what's it called, natural disaster, federal emergency, state of emergency type situations, in the interest of public health and safety, your so-called rights, to put it loosely, can be kind of nerfed in the interest of general public safety.
Yeah, but
that's putting it very simplistically.
Yeah, simplistically. It's fine though. You don't have it up, but I read about it recently because you brought it up. I had to research it because I didn't know. So apparently it was a guy, he was an immigrant. I think he was from like somewhere in Europe, and he had already gotten the smallpox vaccine, but he couldn't prove it. And he said they had adverse reaction to the smallpox vaccine, and they wanted to give him the vaccine again, and he was like, no. So, and that was what the big problem was, is that he didn't want to get the smallpox vaccine again, which is something that was proven at that point, even by multiple years. But he was like, no, I don't want to do it. And they gave him a fine, and they threw him in jail for it. And so I'm like...
The case you guys are talking about is Jacobson versus Massachusetts.
There we go. It was Massachusetts. All right.
Yeah.
And I don't think if they ran that again, I don't think that it would be the same result. Especially and it's also in this instance they can't really apply it because there's no vaccine to COVID-19. So they're not forcing anybody to do anything. They're just forcing everybody to stay home, and there's nothing but except for like martial law, maybe. Like martial law, you could definitely make people stay at home. But we're not in a state of martial law, and they're telling people that you can't go outside, you can't do what you want to do. And I don't think there's any legal precedent. Don't get me wrong, I totally believe that people should stay at home to stop the spread of this fucking virus. But there's no legal precedence right now to like keep everybody at home.
But hold on. What? And we talked about this a little bit last week. The thing that I think keeps getting lost in this is after the state of emergency, and of course, all of these states have their own legal departments as well. That not saying that they prevent lawsuits, because lawsuits can certainly happen, but I think that there has been some vetting on what are the appropriate or what are the legal rights that the state has during a state of emergency that have been established other times. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't have the exact law for you, but I do know that in multiple states and jurisdictions, a state of emergency has been declared.
Yeah. During normal states of emergencies, certain things that where you'd be free to do, like your right to peacefully assemble, as put broadly, those get nerfed because obviously it's a emergency. You can't be like, I want to go hang out in the park with a bunch of my friends and just hang out when there's a hurricane outside. The police can be like, no. We understand that normally you would be able to hang out in this park as much as you want or do whatever, but during the state of emergency where it's a public safety issue, then that doesn't apply for that situation. Same thing in a different example. It's like saying, oh, well, I have freedom of speech, but you can't go around yelling fire in a movie theater and shit like that because that creates another public safety issue.
Well, but that supersedes. This is the problem, though, is that what you're saying, though, it's a state thing, right? But that doesn't supersede the Constitution, and that's one of the problems. You're throwing out
state of emergency.
Huh?
We're in a federal emergency.
Yeah, but we still
and federal emergency right now.
So if you have rights, they shouldn't be infringed upon. That's the reason why we have rights. If we're going to say that rights can just be taken away at a whim for whatever reason, they're not really rights.
But we're going down a much bigger rabbit hole here.
But they always do. I mean, it's like saying like I have the right to bear arms. You don't have the right to bear arms on a airplane or when you walk into a bank.
No, because when the places that you're talking about, they're private places, so you don't have the right to take your firearm.
Airports aren't private.
Yes, they are.
Not all private. There are federal airports.
Yeah, but but where you're hopping onto? You're hopping onto a private airplane. There's no federal fucking airplane.
But you can't do it in the airport either.
Yeah, but because you're getting on to a private airplane. Because you're getting onto a private airplane. It's the same thing when like Twitter and Facebook, when somebody says that they're infringing upon my First Amendment rights, you don't have First Amendment rights on Facebook or Twitter because it's a private server and they're private companies that are running these. It's not a federal service.
Wait, what? No,
Twitter and Facebook are not.
If you say something on.
What? Say again.
On Facebook, you don't go to jail if you say. That's the whole thing. You can't be in prison for saying something on Facebook.
Right, but people talk about how when people get banned on Facebook or Twitter, they get mad and they say they're infringing upon their First Amendment rights. You don't have First Amendment rights
because
on Facebook or Twitter. Yeah. But that same logic applies to when you try to hop on a private airplane because it's a private airplane.
You can't walk into the airport. You can't step on. You can't get in a building with a firearm.
It's to stop you from getting onto a private airplane with the firearm. That's the reason why they have that.
But they still. There are places where your rights are infringed.
In private places,
I think you're agreeing with that.
Well, yeah. Well, no. Well, there are times when the rights are infringed during a state of emergency. It's not federally.
Well.
It's not federally infringed though. If you're going onto a private property or a private, whatever, those are no longer your rights. You're using a service that's a private service to go onto there. You have to abide by their rules. It's not the federal rules that you're breaking. They're private rules. Listen, man. If I want to come into your house right now with a gun, and you're like, "Hey, man, I don't want you in my house." Like, those are your rules, not the federal rules. I can't go into your house and be like, hey, well, it's my gun. I'm gonna go in there and be like, fuck you. You have your own private rights.
Can you go into a jail?
Wouldn't a post office be federal?
A
Post
jail?
office is federal land. You cannot.
Penitentiary?
Okay,
Yeah, there are plenty of places
those are better
that are
examples.
federal. There are plenty of places that are federal that you cannot utilize all of your rights.
Okay, you're right.
And
So
what
like
I'm saying
in
is,
courthouses and shit like
this
that.
is a state
yeah.
of emergency.
Okay. Those are better examples.
All right. I do want to mention this too.
Over.
Yeah, my thing. I do want to mention this too. What I find absolutely ironic is that we're talking about all these states, we're talking about all these cities and municipalities with COVID. It's in the White House too. Like, there's outbreaks in the White House.
Fucking idiots.
Shit. And so.
Yeah, I think the vice president's secretary or somebody got.
It was an aide.
Press
Yeah.
secretary.
His assistant or aide or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, as well as 2 Secret Service agents.
But I just think it's funny, Donald Trump's, I guess, his tweet that he sent out about it, saying that, it didn't even sound like English the way it's typed out, but it's something like, she was good all the way up to this one point, and then she got tested and things got bad, and that shows why we shouldn't be tested or something like that. He said something weird.
He doesn't.
That didn't make any kind of sense.
He doesn't understand, and most of his cabinet doesn't understand how a virus works. Like they were saying that, well, she was good yesterday, so why wasn't she good today? That's the stupidest fucking argument I ever heard in my entire life. It's like me saying if I broke my leg today, that it was good yesterday, but all of a sudden now today it's broken. Like, what the fuck? You don't understand how fucking time works? Like, seriously.
I even got a better example. It's like Lila was pregnant today, but she wasn't pregnant a week ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
It's so dumb. And this is our leader of the United States of America.
Well, you can't deny stuff when literally the entire world knows that it's running rampant through literally through your home, the White House. It's there, and you have for months not been wearing masks. Even when you visit patients who have it in the hospitals, like did, you've been not only downplaying it and physically not showing any social distancing or mask or precautions, but it's in your home and in your place of work.
Well, you know what's even more disrespectful to the American people in general is the fact that literally every single staffer, every single person that visits the White House gets tested every single fucking time they walk into that building. Every single fucking time. That's thousands of tests a day. Meanwhile, the average American cannot get a fucking test. Not every single American can get a test. And they're wasting thousands of fucking tests on the fucking White House. That's fucking bullshit. They should have done it from the get-go, but they should have had like literally virtual meetings like Zoom and shit like that. You don't need to have all these fucking people doing, staff meetings in person and goddamn press conferences in person. Fuck that. You need to do it all fucking... We have the technology. Every other person that's in America that has a job, today has to do these sorts of things. But meanwhile, the White House decides they don't want to do it, and now they're reaping what they sow, and it's fucking incredibly stupid.
Do you know what kind of? Do you know what kind of national emergency? And this is really unprecedented. If this gets really bad in the White House, we don't know what that means for leadership and any decisions. I mean, obviously we made fun of the Trump administration's leadership style for a while now, but if you're incapacitated or in an ICU bed and the VP is too, what that means for the country and the ruling is it's a very interesting time.
Yeah, it
Go
basically
to the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, it goes to Nancy Pelosi, which is fucking scary as shit
too.
Yeah. At least she's wearing a fucking mask.
That would make a hell of a lot of people mad.
Well, yeah, it made me mad too. I don't like her either, but still, it's just
it would be very interesting.
It's real cavalier with like the entire governmental structure of America is like not wearing masks and like wasting all these tests on people when you don't have to do it. Like this is all voluntary. All these people that are going there, it's all voluntary, and they're just fucking us all over. Meanwhile, they're piddling their thumbs trying to give us fucking pennies, You know what I mean? Like, look at the latest stimulus packages. How long has it taken now?
Yep.
People have been out of work for fucking months, and they're working on another stimulus package. The latest one is supposed to be $3 trillion. They're gonna throw it out because they're asking for all this fucking bullshit, and they got to come up with another one. It's like, why are you guys even bullshitting? Congress has been out of fucking session for I think it was over a month. Nobody fucking saw anybody. They didn't write any bills. They didn't do shit, and the whole government, all of them. I'm not saying just Republicans and Democrats. They're all fucking assholes right now. People are hurting. There's over 20 million people out of work right now. Over 14% unemployment right now. People are not getting fucking paid. All right, and they're not helping them. And there's gonna be way more than that. I'm pretty sure that number's likely gonna fucking double in America if it keeps going down the same track that we're going through. It's very likely.
Economic data. Go ahead. Sorry.
But I saw a bunch of airplanes flying overhead today. I thought everything was okay.
Yeah, fucking, that was wasted money. That was fucking millions of dollars fucking wasted. That was millions of dollars. Motherfuckers don't understand how much JP8 costs. JP8 is the fucking jet fuel that they use for those fucking jets. It costs a lot of goddamn money. And for them to fucking use, just basically spray money in the fucking air. Give that goddamn money to the fucking essential workers and the nurses and doctors and fucking people that are working in hospitals right now. Instead of fucking flying jets over that shit. Fuck you. Seriously, fuck you.
Didn't they fly from San Diego all the way up here to the Bay Area and fucking back down to San Diego?
Yeah.
They took a joyride. They took a joyride.
It's a waste of fucking money.
Right when I saw that, I thought that, I was like, are you serious? They have these fucking jets flying in the air. I think there was 4 of them. And that's, man. They could use that money for something else.
They're fucking fighter jets. They're not even just fucking normal jets. They're fighter jets. like seriously. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
And don't get me wrong, I love like Fleet Week and shit. I think that's always fucking fun. But read the room, goddammit.
Yeah.
We got other stuff going on right now.
Like, Fleet Week and shit is cool when you have a surplus or when you got money to spend. Motherfucker, you gotta spend trillions of dollars trying to get us out of this spot we're in right now. And like, who's gonna pay for that? It's gonna be, my kids. I don't know how. I have no idea how the fuck you're gonna pay for all this shit. Like, seriously, they putting forward all these fucking stimulus bills and shit like that, but nobody's even said how we're gonna pay for it. To make insult to injury, they're talking about cutting taxes. Motherfucker, you can't cut taxes and cut extra checks. That's not how it works. It's like you saying, I'm gonna take out $100,000 loan from a company. I'm gonna take a pay cut.
Yep.
Like, how the fuck does that work?
Well, and you literally will have less people paying taxes because the unemployment rate is through the fucking roof.
That's what I'm saying.
Similar to how it is in the Great Depression.
Yeah, like this is the dumbest fucking shit. We're living in the dumbest era ever. The dumbest era ever. And people that are on President Trump's side, they're all about it. Like, oh yeah, he's doing a great job. Wait until you see what's coming down the road. It's not going to hit during his presidency, but years from now, somebody's going to be like, listen, we're fucked. And we're going to have to like start cutting back on like a lot of shit. And when I say a lot of shit, it's going to be without raising taxes. We're going to have to cut out like a lot of programs that are going to be very relevant to our lifestyle. Like education is going to cut even further. Fucking, they already cut the CDC shit. They cut spending the COVID-19 vaccine. Motherfucker, we're in the middle. How the fuck do you do that?
Yeah, right when they're on the cusp of like almost discovering and basically starting to do testing, live testing, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take your money away." It's like, wait, we're about to crack this, and he's like, "Nope."
Short-sighted?
He's all, you looked at me cross-eyed, so now I'm taking away your money.
Didn't they watch Spider-Man when Osborn was on the cusp of greatness and they fucking cut the funding? They're gonna make some crazy ass fucking science out there with a fucking green mask and a flying fucking suit.
Yep.
Spraying COVID-19 everywhere.
Man, it's just.
You guys wanna get into the press conference?
Yeah.
Didn't watch it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, President Trump was doing a press conference for the COVID-19, and he had a little hissy fit. He had a little breakdown, baby crying, I'm gonna go inside because I don't want to talk to you guys anymore situation. Basically,
watched it live.
There was an Asian reporter that had asked him about, how are you up here bragging about how everybody's being tested and this and that, but, we still got thousands of people that are dying. And for some reason President Trump took that as an attack and said like, why aren't you asking China that question? And it's like, dude, she's like asking you about how you're doing your thing, and he just started like berating her, telling her she needs to like ask that question about China, and then like the next girl who wanted to ask a question, like he got mad at her and told her that like, hey, you lost your turn because you didn't give me your question at the time, and this and that. And
he was still answering her, the other woman, yeah.
Yep.
Well, hey, say that one more time.
He was answering the other woman. That's why she didn't ask her questions, because he was berating her after her question, and that's why she didn't talk.
And then wasn't another gentleman asked a question too? I can't remember what he asked.
He did. He asked a question, but then that's when he cut it short. He's like, no more questions.
No, he cut it short after the females asked, and he said that it was a nasty question. The one the guy asked, God damn, I know what you're talking about. I forgot the fucking question he asked.
Oh, that's when he started talking about Obamagate.
Oh yeah, he asked specifically what crimes did President Obama commit, and he was like, we all know, everybody knows. Everybody reports about it except for your newspaper. And I was just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I pay attention to politics. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, what the fuck is Obamagate? And if he's talking about the Michael Flynn shit, motherfucker, Flynn pleaded guilty. So the fact that he's getting off right now, like, if I pleaded guilty to anything, I should be in jail, right? Like
federal offense.
And this isn't like guilty as in like I'm pleading guilty because I have no money. Flynn has fucking money. He has connections. He pleaded guilty. All right, so get that shit the fuck out of here. Everybody seems to forget that he fucking pleaded guilty. So I don't know what Obamagate he's talking about. He doesn't want to elaborate because the shit doesn't exist. And don't get me wrong, I'm somebody that was very critical of President Obama during his presidency. Everybody on this podcast will tell you that.
Yeah.
I didn't like the guy. All right, I think he's a decent person, way more decent than President Trump. I didn't like his policies. All right, but I don't see what fucking Obamagate he's talking about. Without somebody putting on a tinfoil hat, I don't think you can explain it to me. Like, seriously. It's some real far-reaching shit.
Even if this was legitimate, which it ain't, how the fuck does it help people right now with 85,000 Americans dead and we're 3 years into the Trump administration? Like, read the room. We're talking about here and now.
And it's the same guy that was talking about how they wasted money about trying to impeach him, which he got impeached once, but he didn't get impeached, twice, which they need to do. Meanwhile, it's focused in the past on some shit. Well, I have no idea where he's coming from. Just focus on our problems today, motherfucker. Not the problems, 3, 4, 7 years ago. I don't give those are problems. They're in the past. You want to fix them, fix them. If there's a problem in the past, all I want to hear from you is fucking solutions. That's it. Solutions. Yeah. But you're not giving me any fucking solutions.
This shit came out of nowhere too. Like it's like we're here talking about the coronavirus, and you all of a sudden just bring up the Obamagate out of no fucking where. It's like,
well, the reporter did it.
It's like the fucking it's like the Diggum trial again from Family Guy. He's trying to throw you off to focus on something else instead of like the situation at hand. So he's not like fucking being cornered.
Well, I mean, but to be fair though, I mean, the reporter brought it up, not him. The reporter was asking him about what crimes did he bring up. He didn't ask him a coronavirus question.
Was it based off of him already doing some tweeting about it?
Well, yeah, but it's like if you're in a
possibly, I don't know.
if you're in a press conference for the coronavirus, probably keep your questions towards the coronavirus. But at the same time, I'm not giving any extra slack for President Trump. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So
there it is. Should we shift? Because we could do a long ass Rona report.
Yeah.
Let's move.
Okay.
Can we talk about? Wait, no, yes, never mind. Go ahead. I'll grab a drink. Go ahead, say it.
You sure? Okay. I was gonna take the wheel a little bit and just mention King Shark is a fucking shark.
Is it?
And he's gay as fuck.
Yeah.
And he fucks John Constantine. This is canon.
Wait, was he out there with
gay fucking?
He was out there with Kanye West. Now he's a gay fish. What are you talking about?
Man. Like, right?
For those who don't know what the fuck I
was like, wait, is King Shark a girl? Like, I was a little confused.
No,
it's
like,
okay, hold on. We have to set it up a little bit. Sorry, I jumped the gun. I'm talking about Justice League Dark Apocalypse War DC animated movie available digitally like as of last week, and I'm not giving big spoilers because a lot of people still haven't seen it. But the biggest reveal for me on the dankest like jaw on the floor moment was John Constantine, the DC character from Britain with the tie and the trench coat, was like, "Oh, King Shark is my ex," and basically I was his bottom.
Damn. Man, that scene had me fucking rolling.
Yeah, and it's canon. That was legit.
Dude, overall, like that whole entire movie was A++. Like it was so fucking good from beginning to end. Like even the twist at the end was fucking great.
I mean, I'm not really tripping about John Constantine because if you watch Legends of Tomorrow, he was flip-flopping out of different people's beds. He had an affair with Marie Laveau's grandson, and then he double-crossed him and sent him to hell just so he can come up. And then he has sex with Sarah Lance. So he didn't give a fuck on Legends of Tomorrow. Same. So I'm really not surprised about him and King Shark in the least.
Damn. Okay. My jaw was on the floor with that bullshit. But back to the movie itself again. But back to the movie itself. Again, I'm not gonna do this spoilery shit. I'm trying to process it. I think this might have been the best DC animated movie, and they have a lot of hits.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, they do have hits.
Yeah, this is for me. My favorite was Under the Red Hood, Batman Under the Red Hood, and this one just toppled it. It was such a great movie, and like basically this was MCU's Endgame.
Yep.
Yeah. This is their end game. Like this actually was the final movie of their animated franchise. So like all of the Batman versus Robin, the Justice League movies, all of that all tied up into this one movie, which is fucking. Even Flashpoint takes like the beginning of the movie starts off with a line from Barry Allen's mom, which leads into the whole entire movie, which is fucking great.
Yeah, there's a ton of movies apparently, because I saw someone put like a list, because there was Justice League versus Teen Titans in there.
Yes, played the role.
The one we saw at Comic Con, the one I saw with the Oathbreaker, Teen Titans, Judas. There's that contract. Yeah, there's just so many. I'm just like, what the hell? There's a lot of content.
This was trying to tie up not only loose ends, but give everybody a kind of like their moment in the sun to shine in a lot of ways, and give them like an arc that you're going to give a fuck about if you know these characters. And I think Blue hit the nail on the head. Like this felt like some in-game Infinity War level stuff on the animated scale. And it was just well written and well acted, and it's one of those things where I bought it. I'm not sorry I bought it, and I'm gonna be watching it multiple fucking times. So
you know, it's crazy.
I'm giving this like a 9.5.
I feel like this is something.
I actually watched it originally bootleg, and it was so fucking good. I turned around and bought it like the full, like digital copy version.
Well,
and I watched it again. Like I actually paid for it.
I feel like if it was not for the Rona, we would have already watched this at like WonderCon or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, can you hear me?
Kind of breaking it out.
I'm breaking up?
There you go. Oh, no,
you guys are breaking up to me. All you guys are breaking up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying that like
you were, but you're back now. You're good now.
Yeah, all you guys are fucked up too. So
this should have been if we weren't sheltering in place. I think this would have made tons of money in the theaters. Not millions, but millions, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh man, that means the audio is gonna be kind of crazy.
Well, it's coming. You guys are talking okay to me. It's like little.
So one thing, I'm not sure if you hear me, but for this movie, it was hard to like guess what fucking ever happened. Like it kept you on your toes the entire fucking time, and just we got a little taste of there's little pieces of that from the comics. If you ever read the comics, there's only one character that shows up really, but like you know, once I saw it, I was like, oh shit, that's one of the new guys. Like, that's fucking dope. But yeah, I just thought it was really cool. For me, I would give it a.
It was a combination of.
Goddamn.
As well, like just kind of an amalgamation of all that, in the best of ways. Fucking worked. All right.
But I like how they have I guess it seems like the Justice League Dark animations are all, like, at first I thought it was Dark, like in Dark Magic and stuff like that, 'cause that's how, like, Justice League Dark, the first one that they had, it seemed like it was all about magic based. But this one, I think just because it's rated MA, like, there's fucking violence, there's people with heads fucking being exploded, there's fucking people dying.
There's bestiality.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Bestiality.
It's a rated R movie.
Yeah, it's definitely rated R. But it's so good. I recommend people to check it out.
My question to you two, since you've watched it, can you watch this film and not have to watch like the previous stuff? Can you get it if you're like just watching this solo?
Yeah, if you know the characters, you know the movie.
You definitely can. You're gonna get more context if you've seen some of the more recent, maybe the 2 or 3 of the last 5 DC animated movies, but you can watch it blind.
Honestly, you know what DC needs
Just
to do?
go in cold.
DC needs to make like a Spider-Man. Shit, the Miles Morales one. What was it called? Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
They need it Into the Spider-Verse. That's what they need. I mean, this movie, don't get me wrong, it sounds great, and I love DC animated movies way more than live action. But they need to convince comic book or just casual fans, because, like, to be honest, nobody outside of DCEU or DC animated series fans are gonna watch this movie. But people came out in droves to watch Into the Spider-Verse, and it made a lot of money as far as like that kind of movie does, and they're making another one in theaters. But I really think that they should probably take more of their money and take it away from, especially given that Robert Pattinson doesn't want to fucking work out for Batman. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh wow.
Yeah, take just fire him, can the whole fucking movie, and just take it and push your animated shit into like a more prominent role for your studios. Because to be honest, like the DCEU movies,
Theatrical.
yeah, it's been disastrous. Like your movies haven't been great. There's been Wonder Woman was good, Aquaman was pretty good too. But other than that, I mean, it's been a series of fucking disasters that they've had with continuity problems and shit like that. I've never had any of those similar problems with any of their animated movies or animated shows whatsoever. And I don't know why they're dumping all this fucking money into these live action movies when they could easily just, dump the money into distribution for their animated shows and movies, because they're better.
Well, I know
I think
one thing with Justice League Dark is, since it was rated R, I think it wouldn't do that well in the theaters compared to like Spider-Man, where we got kids that are able to see it.
No, Deadpool did great, man.
Deadpool kicked ass, yeah.
Yeah, but like,
that wasn't. But hold on, I think Blue is right. I think Blue is onto something because of it being an animated rated R. That's a different animal.
Well, this is the problem. I mean, eventually there's going to be an animated movie that makes a bunch of money, like the fucking, not the Phantom Menace. God damn it, the fucking Batman movie that came out way back in the day.
Phantom Mask.
Yeah.
Oh, Mask of the Phantasm.
Mask of the Phantasm. That did okay. It was like the first one to come out in the theaters. It did okay, not great, and it came out at home. But that was like the one that broke the mold. Stop being fucking cowards and just fucking do it. Just push the money towards it. Because if you had told anybody prior to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse that an animated movie in the theaters would do well, they'd have fucking laughed at you. Like, seriously.
Hold on. Like, in terms of animated movies, though, like, you got to remember, like, Pixar and Disney and DreamWorks have been putting out billion-dollar animated movies for a while.
Comic book animated movie. Sorry,
yeah,
I just specified.
Comic book, okay.
Yeah, they would have lied to you. Like, seriously. And it did great. DC needs a breakout movie like that has a wider release than just, like, only fucking nerds are watching these movies. Like, seriously. That's it. And they need to have a wider release. And I think once a wider release, people will be more used to these characters, and they're written in such a way better manner than the movies. They need it.
Yeah. Theatrical is the way to go in the pre-Rona days, or whenever we get a vaccine. I agree. This one could have done interesting things theatrically, but you wouldn't. This one ain't for kids. This ain't for kids at all.
Yeah.
I'm just flat out. But I agree. I think they do need to do that.
I mean, I have hope.
Like, they need to get the same people who do the writing for the animated series do the same shit for the movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. True.
They're so far behind now, though.
What's going on with
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're gonna say Solar Opposites?
Yeah, I was gonna try to segue into it. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. We're on the same wavelength. Who else watched this Solar Opposites on Hulu?
Oh,
I saw the pilot.
Saw a pilot?
I've seen it. I watched all the episodes.
I watched all of them because there's only 8 episodes.
Holy shit. Bruh, these fucking shows. Okay, so it's by the creator of Rick and Morty, Justin Roiland, I think his name is. And one of the other guys. I forget what his name is. But these.
Dan Harmon?
Oh, Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
Dan Harmon.
These. This show is insane. It's basically. It starts off kind of normal, and then it goes to like an 11, like really quickly. Like in the middle of the episode.
Wait, hold on.
Like,
it
what the
doesn't even
fuck?
start off that normal.
Well, it starts
doesn't
off.
even start off normal.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't start off like at an 11. Like, I watched the show,
Oh, okay.
and I was like, oh, this is cool, and then all of a sudden it's like crazy shit happens. Like, guts are getting people getting eviscerated, and people getting shrunk down and exploded and shit. I'm just like, what am I watching? Like, it's so insane.
In the first episodes, they basically recreate like an Alf-looking character,
Yeah.
and then they make like an uncultured one that's all like eyes hanging out, and then they merge into a giant one and end up tearing through the city. Like,
and it's all
literally
fucked up.
Kills a whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? This is the first fucking episode.
I was not
I'm
prepared.
like, this is fucking crazy. I wasn't either, but it's like, imagine if Rick and Morty had like all the wheels just come off as they're going downhill, kind of thing. It's like, because they're not really hindered by like Cartoon Network, because it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
You can watch this on Hulu, and it's totally unfiltered. They say all kinds of shit, like just they don't give a fuck really. They let them run loose, and it shows in 8 episodes. So
Yeah,
it's
like
madness.
the part where they were like they shrunk down people and they're like left them in like the basically a hamster cage.
The wall.
Like the wall thing. I was just like,
the wall.
God damn, they had like wall people. They had their own like little society, and then like some dude.
What?
No. There's like
What?
they would only feed them candy. Like they wouldn't feed them like real food. They give them candy. Like people have diabetes and shit. And then there's like a guy who's like he's kind of like Tony Montana. And he's like, he has like he has insulin and shit like that, and like everybody's like dying of fucking diabetes and shit. I'm just like, dude, this is all fucked up.
So to give you reference, like one of the alien kids, he has this weird fetish of like shrinking down humans, and he puts them.
Offended him somehow.
Well, no, but he's obsessed with it. He claims that they offended him. He kept doing it randomly.
Yeah, he did.
And he like puts them in, it's literally a human ant farm.
Yeah.
And he
That's
puts
a better
them,
example.
and it's the size of like the wall in his bedroom. So from ceiling to floor, it's a giant human ant farm. And the way to explain the life inside there, it's like Mad Max meets Escape from New York. Yeah, it's Mad Max Escape from New York and like The Fly, and like there's like one other crazy post-apocalyptic like movie in term all in one. And I did not expect that it was going to turn into its own storyline. I thought it was just going to be like a running joke. It turned into a whole fucking story with characters and everything.
Oh, yeah.
One of the characters is Christina Hendricks.
Oh,
she's
nice.
she's the Benny Hanna waitress.
Oh, she was
in The
badass.
Wall.
Yeah, she was cutting off fingers and
Oh my
shit.
God.
And, like,
Oh my god.
I mean, honestly,
It's just fucking crazy.
I've been impressed with the show so far. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. If you'd like, Rick and Morty, definitely watch this show. Like, it's right up your alley. It's kind of more extreme, but only because like they ramp it up like so quickly. Like every episode starts off at like a certain level, and they go up by a factor of fucking 10 by like the middle, and it's like, what am I watching
Real
at this
quick.
point? Like, why is everybody
I
dying?
think it's funny with the intro. They kind of take a page from The Simpsons, where the intro is the intro is still the same, except that the guy speaking the narrator is saying something else. Like every time it's something else that he says at the end, which is fucking funny as hell.
The best one that I've
he
seen.
says some crazy shit.
I didn't recognize that they're doing that until like he said literally, everybody on Earth is something like this along these lines. He said everybody on Earth says they love old people, but nobody's fucking old people. I'm fucking old people. I love old people. I was like, what?
That shit was hilarious. Hilarious. I didn't get it until someone brought up the point where he gets pissed off about what humans did to the dinosaurs. Because he's like, where the fuck are the dinosaurs? What the fuck did you people do with all the dinosaurs? I was like, what the fuck? It's fucking crazy.
The thing that got me, and I've only seen the pilot. I'm definitely gonna watch like the rest of them, probably this weekend. The thing that got me though was, like, the art is the same and the voice acting is just it's Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Like,
It's Rick and Morty.
It looks and feels and sounds the same, and I already love Rick and Morty, so this is it.
It gets, if you've only seen the pilot, it just gets crazier. Probably one of the best characters on the show, to me, in my opinion, is a character that speaks the least, and it's the pupa.
The pupa,
The
yeah.
pupa's like the pupa's one of the best characters on the fucking show.
You know who the pupa reminds me of? He reminds me of Silky from Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Like there's literally a scene where he goes into like some old lady's house and she gives him candy, and that's where like shit just kind of goes downhill from there. But like his adventures that he goes on really reminds me of fucking Silky.
And he doesn't talk. He goes on adventures every episode. And he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything for like ever, and it's fucking hilarious.
Well,
he has the best fucking stories.
What's crazy
Well,
though
it's funny
is that
like the episode where the episode about the people on the wall, like if you pay attention to like, cause they can see into the kid's bedroom. If you pay attention to what's going on in the bedroom, like there's literally a bear fight that breaks out, and it's like, wait, what the fuck did I just miss?
yeah.
So this is what fucked me up. The name of that episode is Corvo and Terry steal a bear. And literally the whole episode is nothing about that. It's literally about the wall. You literally see them with the bear for like maybe 4 seconds.
Well,
you literally see 4 seconds of them with the bear.
Well, this is why it's awesome, is because you have to like look outside the screen. So there's like the magic episode. Every single time that Corvo like did his whole "I'm gonna disappear" thing, you can see him in the background running somewhere else. It's fucking hilarious. Every single fucking time
hilarious.
he does it. But you have to look.
I couldn't stop laughing because the first time I saw that, I'm like, dude, he's running up the stairs.
Up the stairs, yeah.
And he does it when he's like, when his feelings get hurt, he does his little magic disappear thing, and you see him just take off. And then when they do it blatantly, he's all, screw you guys, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And he throws it, and he runs late, and you just see him run up the stairs as the smoke is already dissipated. I'm just like, what the fuck?
This shit is so
But
fucking
the one
funny.
with the man cave with the neon light that they got, that shit had me.
Man. Oh, dude, they had a cuck bot. A cuck bot. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my god, this is all bad. They had a cuck bot.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, listen, if you don't have Hulu, this is a good reason to get Hulu. I mean, I get Hulu. Fucking Hulu is basically my cable box. I have Hulu Plus, I think it's called. So I get like all their shit.
Yeah.
Because PlayStation View they shut down earlier this year, and so I was very sad. Shed a couple tears, thug tears. So not real tears, but I'm just saying. I went on Hulu and now I'm getting extra shit. But I'm definitely glad I got Hulu because this show alone is worth it for me. I was like, damn, it's so funny.
It's fucking crazy. Some of the episodes were so crazy. I had to watch them twice. So like, what just fucking happened?
Yeah.
I need to rewind the tape because they throw so much shit at you that you have to kind of go back and be like, did I really see that? Yeah, I did. I did fucking see that. Did he really say this? Yes, they did fucking say that shit. Like the teachers. When you see the teachers in the school, the shit that they do, I'm just like, what the fuck did they just show that? Oh my god, it's fucking crazy.
Dude, the one thing, sorry, I keep jumping back to the people on the wall, but the episode with the people on the wall when they start having sex and the fucking pupil thing comes shut up in the place. Everybody takes a picture of them.
I fucking died.
It was funny because like I was watching the show and there's like a running gag with anime, like when you watch an anime alone, but when your parents walk in the room, they always have like the girl with the big ass titties and shit. Like literally, the Sweetness was walking into the room and she's like what the fuck are you watching? Like, there's these two anime things that fucking don't work. I'm like, holy shit, what the hell?
Dude, that scene had me dying. That was probably the funniest scene, and it involved Pupa again, so it was fucking even more hilarious. It was fucking great. It was so good.
It's a great show. It's really, really fucking good.
It's fucking crazy.
So
wait, does it come out on Fox too, or is it just only on Hulu?
It's just on Hulu. It's a
Hulu.
Hulu original.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Even though it says Fox on it, it's produced by Fox, but for some reason it's only on Hulu. So it's kind of weird.
Okay, just because I saw commercials and stuff for it, I thought it was on Fox as well.
No, it's like I think that's the studio they're coming through is Fox. Because if you watch on Hulu, it says like Fox Studios or whatever on there, but it's only on Hulu. Anyway, let's move on to Rick and Morty. Did y'all watch the latest episode?
Oh my god! Oh my
god! Is it the train one?
It's the one with the Glorzo with the fucking face hugger thing,
face hugger.
the nutsack,
face huggers.
Fucking.
It's a sci-fi. Oh damn!
The part that got me was they do this, and look, I don't care who gets offended. That shit where they almost did the 9/11 shit, and then they decided to do the Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
I fucking died.
That was comedic.
Fucked.
That was comedic platinum right there. Like seriously.
Yeah.
When they did that shit, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna hit the towers." No, we can't do that. We can do a Pearl Harbor though. I was like, dude, because enough time has passed. Enough time has passed. So, but not for 9/11. Yeah.
I was all
so
bad.
fucking funny, man. But I love the tributes to aliens. Obviously, that was all through this, and I love how it never gets old to me. Fucking Rick and fucking Morty talking shit to Summer like, you dumb bitch. What the fuck is wrong?
Yeah, but she was the queen. God damn it, she was the queen bitch in this one. She got redeemed.
Yeah, the best part is how they came home and like Beth was like, "Oh, so where's Summer?" And they're like, "Oh, Summer." Like they had no idea someone was with them. They left her back there. It was that had me fucking dying.
Oh,
like,
Ninja.
oh, shit.
The best part about that is that they were literally gone for months.
Yeah.
Like you don't realize that until later on the episode, but they were gone for months. And she was like, "Well, where's Summer?"
Yeah, it was hella funny. And Beth was cool with it. She's like, "Oh yeah, take the kids, be gone for like 2-3 months. I don't give a fuck." Where's Summer though? Oh, Summer's in a room. She's sleeping. So fuck, we gotta go get fucking Summer. I'm like, oh my god, this is too much.
The toothpick made her queen, basically.
Oh yeah. On the wall. Yeah. If you're in the wall, if you're on the wall in solar opposites, toothpicks will make you fucking start a revolution.
Oh yeah, especially the fancy ones. Gotta get the fancy toothpicks.
What's funny because I watched the last episode of the train, and that shit was fucking fun. Because for some reason the newest episodes aren't available like online yet, so I haven't had a chance to watch it. But the train episode was fucking funny. With that, like the whole thing where Morty had to tell a story about like lesbianism, and he used his mom and his sister for a fucking example. And they talked about their periods, and they had to go outside and kill fucking scorpions.
So what they actually mentioned by name was the whole Bechdel feminist test, where you have to have two female characters talking to each other about not a male for a certain amount of time for a movie to pass this test. And so they did it in the episode, but it was fucking hilarious because it's all about women talking about their periods and shit. It was funny.
It was great.
And they brought in this Supreme Court Justice chick in there too.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Right. Yeah. Oh my god.
Well,
I was like, what the shit?
What was awesome about that episode is that most people don't realize this shit, is that they literally did the hero's journey. So when he's looking at the circle, there's a thing called the hero's journey, but Dan Harmon updated it. And it's like the Dan Harmon hero's journey. And it's like literally when they're doing like the circle thing, that's what it is. So like when they're doing like all this shit, it's literally steps of the hero's journey. And the whole Bechdel test thing was hilarious because it's kind of a bullshit test. It's stupid because the Bechdel test makes it seem like every woman should not want to watch a movie that doesn't pass this test. But those movies don't sell well. So if you have a problem with like those sorts of stories, then you have a problem with women as well. But nobody that's on that side wants to admit that. Is that people want to watch good movies regardless of your very narrow view of what you think the world should be.
I will add one more thing to that. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say one more thing to that. It also pretty much eliminates almost all historically accurate war movies where you have mostly, the trenches and whatnot. And there's been a lot of great epic war movies, Saving Private Ryan and Black Hawk Down and all that. All of those movies have a majority, because of historical purposes, majority male cast doing the fighting in those movies. It doesn't make them bad movies.
Prodigy, how dare you? That's the patriarchy. That's all men. Come on, man. You're feeding in the patriarchy.
There's an episode of not Family Guy, Adventure Time.
Hold on. Women could have done that. They could have fought all those wars.
Where Fallon and Jake goes on a hero's journey, where they're on a train, they're like going around in a circle, just doing quests every train cart they go through.
Oh, nice.
Which is similar to what they did with Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, damn.
It's honestly their love letters to the traditional storyline of heroes, and like the Dan Harmon it's not really modified, but it's like it's a better Dan Harmon's version of the hero's journey is a better version of the hero's journey. So if you're looking into writing a book,
they touch on evil Morty like toward the end.
Oh yeah, there's like a possible future.
Waiting to see.
I even love the whole dig on Star Wars, like, we're killing all these innocent people, all these innocent aliens. It's like Star Wars; it doesn't matter.
Yeah. They're not people.
Hilarious. It's funny going back to Solar Opposites again. They have a episode where they had to write about the patriarchy, and the teacher's a woman, so she's like, men, all the guys have to draw a lightsaber, and all the women have to write an article about how they defeated the patriarchy.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. Yeah.
You didn't see that one in Solar Opposites?
No, I'm not done with the season yet. I'm watching it with K-Mac, and we have shit to do.
Okay. Yeah, that episode
as in each other.
Hilarious.
From time to time. I'm just saying. But
you gotta watch this.
It's hilarious. Oh god.
Should we switch it? Should we switch it up a little bit, man? There was some big news that came out literally just today, and I think all of us are quite excited about it. We're getting brand new, the God Tony Hawk remastered Pro Skater coming soon. What y'all think?
Yeah, it came out yesterday, I think it was. But yeah, I'm definitely excited because the first two were definitely they defined a genre for sure, and they were all excellent. Like so, prior to Tony Hawk Pro Skater, we had like Skate or Die, right? And those were great.
Yeah.
And Skate or Die 2 with the bees chasing you and shit like that. They were great games, but Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, I think it was the first PlayStation, right? Or maybe PS2?
Was that PS1 or PS2? I can't remember.
But they were fucking great. I fucking love those games. They were so excellent. And they're remastering it onto the modern consoles, and I think it's gonna do. I'm gonna get them because they look great from what I see. Listen, you don't need to like drastically update those games to me to have fun, but they did drastically update the game, so I'm gonna have even more fun. What do you guys think?
Yeah, so it originally came out on the PlayStation, the 64, Game Boy Color, Dreamcast, and N-Gage.
Yeah.
The N-Gage.
N-Gage, holy shit. That's a Nokia fucking console. What you guys know about that?
Dude.
Yeah. What's cool about the Tony Hawk game was the fucking soundtrack. Like, that shit fucking killed. Like, you can be playing with your friends and just playing the fucking dope fucking rock music and shit. That shit was
Dude, it was all late 90s, early 2000s alternative funk shit that was just, it was everything. And then I remember, they had the X Games in San Francisco, I want to say either 99 or 2000, but it was on the pier, and I was there, and he was trying his fucking best to get that 900 for the very first time.
Yeah.
And he was like failing 5 or 6 times in a row, and the crowd was fucking hyped up and pumped, and Tony. He finally got that shit, and man, I will never forget. I had never seen a crowd go fucking ape shit like that.
Prodigy.
Ever in my fucking life. More than any sports event.
Can I destroy like both of our childhoods right now? There was a kid, I think it was today, that did a 1080 on a skateboard. He was 11 years old.
Yes.
Oh, I heard about that.
Record.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. Yeah.
It took a long time for somebody to break that record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 11 years old.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
But I
Tony
mean,
been skating for 40 years and was able to do it that one time after all that practice.
Yeah.
11? Shit.
But the 11-year-old has done a fucking loop-de-loop on a skateboard, so Tony still got him on that.
He's gonna do a double loop-de-loop. That's what he's gonna do right now. The double
But
loop-de-loop.
what's kind of cool about the Tony Hawk skateboarding game was that like there's some parts of it that was based in San Francisco, and like literally every time I go to this one spot in San Francisco, I'm like, hey, that's that one part of the game from Tony Hawk, the one with the art sculpture that's in San Francisco near the pier that has like the cubes or whatever. Like every time I see that, I always think of Tony Hawk.
Yep.
Pro skater. You guys know what?
Dude, some of these youngsters, I know.
I think
The one by Embarcadero.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
So some of these youngsters don't know who the fuck Tony Hawk is.
That's a
You
fucking
better
shame.
tell these
Sad.
goddamn
Yeah.
kids.
Sad day.
If you ride a skateboard,
Fucking
it's probably
legend.
because of Tony Hawk. I mean, like seriously. He's a
Yep.
he's a fucking skateboarding legend. Like he has broken like records. He's been a pioneer for skateboarding. Like I remember having like I used to have some of his skateboards back in the day. I'm a fucking when I was a kid I was a rollerblader, but I still had skateboards. And I think I had a Tony Hawk skateboard back in the day. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta respect that legacy and shit, man. It's just I'm fucking excited. Now, did y'all see this buttery ass high definition nerd porn of this Unreal 5? I'm not a tech guy. Tell me why this is so impressive.
Jesus Christ. Well, one of the reasons why I mean, listen, this is what's kind of weird about when we have any kind of tech demo, is that they always try to improve upon the same things, and it's usually lighting, right? Lighting and textures.
Always lighting.
Yeah, but lighting is almost always on the top list, right?
Oh yeah, that and water. That and water.
Yeah, well, we pretty much conquered water at this point, but lighting is still a thing, and like spectral effects and shit like that. Anyway, this tech demo for the Unreal 5 engine on the PS5 looked fucking amazing. Like they were doing like this whole lighting effects and like using like triangles in a certain way, and like basically everything like looked way more high def than what we're seeing right now. And I've said it for like a while now. I'm like, are we getting too realistic at this point in time? Because you know, the PS4 and the Xbox One and Xbox One X and all that shit, we're getting to the point to where it's very difficult to like differentiate reality from, you know, a video game. But Jesus Christ, this Unreal 5 tech demo is getting even more realistic. And for me, I mean, it's great for like consoles, but what I'm looking forward to is seeing this shit. Excuse me, in VR. Yes, blew from my mind. When you get this shit in VR, that's when like you're gonna get rid of this whole like screen door effect. You're gonna get rid of like, is this really reality or is it not? What I saw in the tech demo is very hard to differentiate from like reality. Like seriously. Like if you watch it, it's just like, unless you watch like I'm watching for certain things, like the lady that was walking, I can tell by her hair that it's not real, but the environment was like that. The environment looked real as fuck, and this is just like this is before the console comes out. It's only gonna get better.
Oh yeah, but this is just like they said, it's a demo before developers really harness the power and the capabilities, which is years away, and it's just gonna. And they even said during like I don't know which one you guys watched. I watched the Epic Games one.
Yeah,
they're talking about how they want movie style effects on the console, and that's when that whole photorealistic, hard to differentiate graphics are going to start coming in within the next like 2 to 3 years, and it's going to be cool, but it's going to be like kind of jarring because like. Especially if you're in VR, you're gonna be asking people, are they really real, or did you take your headset off? Like, are you stuck in the Matrix? No.
You're gonna be at your kid's birthday party wondering if they still got tickets. That was a Rick and Morty reference.
Shit. So it's gonna be an exciting time. I hope. I mean, they're giving them the developers a tool to make like really, really crazy worlds. I mean, imagine a next gen God of War with this level of realism, you know, and the
Even the
depth.
last one was fucking pretty damn good.
Yeah, and imagine that now they're able to expand on top of that. That's insane.
Well, you know what's
Insane.
what's weird about God of War is that I feel like God of War, for me, it's like one of my favorite. It's in the, like my top 3 video games of all time, easily. All right, and the reason why God of War was so good is that not only was it graphically amazing, but the story was good, and then there was no fucking there's literally virtually no load screens.
Yep.
If you played the game like without there's literally only one load screen throughout the entire game, and it's when you want to like fast travel. But it did it in such a good way to where you don't realize that you were fast traveling. You had to go through a gate, and then like you had to find the next gate, and that was like their sneaky ass way to like load the next shit. But it's gonna get to a point to where there's gonna be like no load screens, and I have no idea. And like Spider-Man did it too. So Spider-Man on the last generation or the PS4, it did a really good job on like hiding load screens as well. And I think that's gonna be the future for like most video games going forward. But I mean, to me, God of War, they were the first ones to do it correctly.
Yeah. I mean, I just got finished with my second playthrough of Red Dead, and
Oh, it's a great game.
I feel like that one did that as well in terms of like just it felt pretty much seamless. The only thing I felt was when I'd walk through certain doors and go into camp, they would slow Arthur down.
Yeah.
But other than that, it felt perfect.
I'm glad you're playing that. You finally played through Red Dead Redemption 2. Did you get to the whole game and like the end game?
Yeah. Oh, I beat it twice.
Oh,
yeah.
So do you see now why I said it was the greatest prequel of all time?
Yeah. After I beat it the first time, but you know the hard way, I was thoroughly impressed. That's why I went back immediately and just played it again as White Hat and doing it the right way. Prequel wise, it's it. I think it's just another example of Rockstar being at the peak of their powers right now. You know, I mean, they didn't rest on their laurels from GTA 5. I still think GTA 5 is probably for me my favorite game of all time, but Red Dead 2 gives it a run for its money. It's there's no real flaws in it, other than you have to get used to its pacing.
Well, this was weird for me, but like, so both me and Prodigy would play our games, generally speaking, vastly differently. So like usually Prodigy is like the bad guy, and I always play as the good guy. And so in Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur always felt like a good, like most people, like when I'm playing, because I always, project my personality onto somebody. Not that I'm always good, but I try to be a good guy. But Arthur, to me, always felt like a good guy. So if you play that game and you try to be a bad guy, it would seem very weird. Is that the way you felt when you first played it?
Well, absolutely. And not only that, it was 5 to 8 times harder as a bad guy.
I understand that, yeah.
Yeah, like the law was, especially early on, the law was relentless with you. If you didn't pay your bounties, or you fucked up, or you stole a horse, or you shot somebody, like you really were on guard. It was almost unplayable early on because you haven't leveled up, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough gear to have weapons. The weapons or the good bullets. It's hard to play that evil.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what fucked me up is bounty hunters. They would set traps for you. They were like, "Hey, can you help me?" And like, "Yeah, I help." You try to help them, and then all of a sudden, "Oh, I got you, bitch!" You're like, "Oh shit!" So you got to either kill them or try to run away. And they would have another crew in the bushes, and a wagon would try to block you off and shit. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Well, to me though, that's
I guess I'll pay my bounties.
That's more realistic to me.
Yeah,
it's like how much like that happen. Like if you're a bad guy, like people are gonna try to like fuck you over because you fucked them over. So
it makes total sense. It's just I'm so used to the video game-ness, and this had a lot of simulation in it. Like you're literally petting your fucking horse, you're literally oiling your gun, down to that level of detail. But it's amazing. The other thing that tripped me out was it took me looking it up. Like the perfect pelt thing really fucked me up. That was hard as fuck to do.
Yeah, you gotta be a good hunter.
So you know what's crazy? in that game, I got really lucky because like early in the game, you have a mission to where you have to fight like some legendary bear,
Yep.
and like somehow I fucking won, and I must have gotten lucky as fuck. But I don't understand how I won. But like most people, they said that it's impossible. But I won that fight, and I got that bear pelt and like hat super early on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like
You're
that
Daniel
was
Boone.
awesome. What's up?
I said you were Daniel Boone.
Basically, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna wear this motherfucker.
Shit.
But yeah, it was pretty insane to like get legendary like loot like basically like 2 hours into the game.
Yep. It's fantastic.
Hey, shout out
Stitch,
to
get in here.
Tony Hawk. His birthday was yesterday. He turned 52.
Oh hell yeah, hell
But
yeah. That's
How old is
fantastic.
Yeah, he just turned 52 yesterday.
Wait, who did? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Did he?
Tony Hawk.
Oh, Tony Hawk. Yeah. He's an older guy.
Yeah, and wow, I didn't know. I guess I did know this, but Tony Hawk is 5'3", or sorry, not 5'3", 6'3".
Yeah,
I
he's
was about
tall.
to say,
I was about to say.
5'3".
Yeah, he's tall. He's a tall, lucky dude. Stitch, did you see this shit with PlayStation Studios? They're doing the branding of their first party stuff as kind of like trying to be like Marvel Studios in a certain way in terms of their branding, but like their Horizons, their God of War, their Spidey, it's going to be under the banner of PlayStation Studios. I wanted to get your opinion on that.
I did not see that. Did that news drop today or?
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, it dropped yesterday.
Oh, I completely missed that. So no, I don't know anything about that. That sounds kind of interesting. So they're just kind of like making it their own kind of like squad or whatever. Just trying to put that like label on their IPs that they have.
The poster had like it was like a Marvel poster with all the characters on there all at once, with the main character in the back overshadowing all the other ones, and yeah, it basically was like in game.
Oh, I think I did see the photo of that, but I don't think I read the details on it. Okay, yeah, I mean, that sounds good to me. I'm down.
I like the branding aspect because obviously these are different studios. The difference between Naughty Dog and Santa Monica Studios or FromSoft or whoever, like if it's a first party Sony game, it being all under one banner and them kind of celebrating that in a organized manner from a marketing standpoint, that's impressive. That's going to be very fucking interesting to see how they move forward, especially with PS5 on the horizon right now.
Yeah.
We'll fucking see. All right.
So, Prodigy, I got something for you. This is right up your alley.
What you got?
About your girl, Doja Cat.
Which one?
So Doja.
That was my girl before his
Doja
girl.
Cat, so Doja Cat, I guess she promised her fandom that if she had a #1 single, she would show her titties. She has a #1 single currently with Nicki Minaj because they're crediting the both of them as doing it. So Nicki Minaj has her, huh?
Don't they hate each other?
No, they did a track together. I think you're thinking of Cardi B and Nicki, yeah. So
Yeah,
Doja
sure.
Cat and Nicki Minaj, they have a
Same
track
hood rat.
together. Oh, goddamn. It hit #1, right? So they both got their #1s. Congratulations, yay. But then when fans came in like, hey, we got you your #1, where them titties at? She put up a post and was like, well, y'all got played. Like, I ain't showing my titty. Y'all thought I was. She literally posted on Instagram Live that I ain't showing my titties. She says some shit to the fact like she's a little bit nasty, but she's a little bit scam. She's like, y'all got played. Y'all should have known this. What you got to say about this, Prodigy? What's wrong with your girl?
Leaked nudes are gonna. I'm just kidding. No. Now, here's the thing. I thought it was hilarious, man. I laughed my fucking ass off about this shit. I like her music. I like her personality. I like the winks and nods to anime and shit that she does, along with, I guess, Megan Thee Stallion does that too. But I think she's a talented fucking artist. And anybody who really believed that she was just going to be nude because she had a #1, that wasn't going to fucking happen. Like, people are smoking crack on some simp shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna put a pin on sleeping. But yeah, let's keep on this topic.
No, don't do it.
Wait. So, Cake Man in the chat said he's upset about this. That she ain't nothing but an oath breaker too.
I don't give a fuck. Listen,
Yeah.
I've been a fan of Doja
Cut from the
Cat.
same cloth.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Doja Cat since like Purr, like her album from like 2014.
Yeah.
Pretty
We've
sure.
been doing it. Fuck yeah.
It's a while ago. Yeah. It's a while back. Honestly, I don't give a shit if she doesn't want to show her titties. I'm fine with that. I enjoy her music, and I'm cool with her. Like, honestly, she should be a bigger artist than what she is. You know what's funny is I was going through our YouTube comments, and somebody was saying how Doja Cat doesn't have as good as verses as Nicki Minaj. I didn't know she had a song with Nicki Minaj, which is hilarious. But
So they remixed.
what's up? They remixed something together?
They remixed her current song. Yeah, they
What?
remixed Say So. So originally it's just Doja. The remix made it to #1.
Okay, well, either way, I mean, I enjoy her music. I like her more as an artist and as a person than Nicki Minaj. That's me personally. I mean, Doja is more natural than Nicki Minaj, and I like her verses. She's like way more quirky, and she's like just kind of weird. I like that shit.
Geek. He's a geek like us.
Yeah, and I mean, her nods like anime. Like, listen to fucking Moo. Like, watch the video to Moo, and like, don't tell me that she doesn't watch anime. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. And what's weird to me is that Moo like blew her up, but I was listening to her since like So High, which is like her like way older song. And
Which we did react to. Check that out.
Yeah.
On our YouTube channel.
Which we did. People complain about our reacts though, but I don't give fuck those people. Anyway, keep doing what you're doing. Like, people just want to see your titties. Like, fuck them people, man. Seriously, I don't give a fuck.
So I will say a big fuck you to the simping fans that got so mad that they released her personal information.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Fuck you
That's
for
fucked
doing
up.
that.
They doxed her?
Yeah, you can't expect. She's not. You don't own her. You don't own her titties. If she didn't show you her titties, you just have to deal with it. It's plain and
That's
simple.
fucked up.
If she ain't showing them titties, I mean, she may be an oath breaker. I get that. You can be upset all you want, but don't be trying to threaten her or come after her just because you didn't get your titties.
Listen,
There's
she
plenty of titties
trolled-
out there.
she
She trolled
shows
you.
she shows a lot on
She
her
does.
videos. So it's like, if you want to see more, it's like, get a girlfriend. I mean, seriously, like, what the fuck, man?
Or get a fat boyfriend.
Yeah, it's like, did you pay her to see her titties? No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be fine. I don't give a fuck.
OnlyFans.
Why did you upset people with your take on simping?
Yeah. So you know what's funny? What's funny to me is there's always this weird sensitive line that people have when it comes to what I think all of us in our generation have grown up with in terms of just poking fun at, which is called like the friend zone. And
Oh, damn.
yeah, so, some people get really butthurt about even that phrase and said, "Oh, it doesn't exist," and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, if you've been attracted to someone and they're not attracted to you and they only want to be friends with you, and you've expressed that you're attracted to them, whether you're male or female, that could be classified as being in the friend zone. Whether you choose to remain close to that person or not, that's neither here nor there. The friend zone exists. I posted some kind of meme, just kind of nonchalantly, and I guess it blew up because it's a landmine of an issue. Whenever you mention simping or the friend zone, people get butt fucking hurt.
And you know what's weird?
The greatest person that got out of the friend zone is Ron from Kim Possible. Because this guy was friend in them sheets. Like, literally. Like a serious end with them being together.
Yeah.
Well, the weird part is, sorry, no, go ahead, Prodigy.
I was just gonna say, there are plenty of people that actually start out as friends and then turn into a relationship. Some get married and shit. That certainly fucking happens. And there are also, and some women don't want to admit this, but there are also some single guys who are friends with women who would love to fuck them. And I know that seems impossible. Oh, he's my best friend, whatever. There are those guys, a vast majority, that would be interested in having the friendship turn into something more sometimes.
Well, and that goes both ways, too. I think there's a lot of women that have guys as
Yep.
friends that do the same thing. Like, listen,
Yep.
I was in the friend zone for like a long time, and I was fine with that because I didn't understand. Like, it was when I was much younger. Obviously not the man who I am today. But, like, being in the friend zone sort of sucks, but you put yourself in there and you accept it. You know what I mean? It's like
You learn from it.
yeah, you learn from it. Like most people should learn from it. Don't get bitter from it. Like literally, the person I was in the friend zone with, we're friends to this day, and we're fucking fine. There's no weirdness at all, you know. But people get weird about it, and it's just like, listen, when you're young, you don't know what the fuck is going on. You don't understand relationships. You don't understand what the fuck you want. And when I think about like this. When my mind goes to like, hey, what if we got together? What if that person that was in the friend zone with, if we got together and it was fucking terrible, and we're not friends anymore? You know what I mean? Like I'm generally happy where I'm at right now, but with that person, I don't fucking know if I'd have been happy. You know what I mean? I think it's a lot of folks they don't really understand is like, listen, they have like this weird infatuation with people for like far too long. They think that no matter what, they'll be happy with them, but you don't know all their hang-ups, and they don't know all yours. And you have to keep that in mind when you talk about being in the friend zone. It's like you're in the friend zone for a reason. If you cannot accurately depict your feelings for another person, then first of all, you do not deserve to be with them in general. That's your fuck up.
Back in high school, like I had a female friend who was like a really close friend of mine, and we ventured outside of our friend zone. We became a couple, and I would say being friends is good building blocks for a really good relationship. And her and I, we had an amazing relationship. I mean, it ended eventually, but like, the friend zone does exist. You can get out of the friend zone, but you just gotta kind of like we said earlier, you gotta fill the room. You gotta fill the room to see how things are going. But
it takes work, like way more work than I think most people like really understand. It's like think of like a friend of yours from the opposite sex that you're not attracted to, and then thinking about being in a relationship with them for whatever reason, it'd be fucking awkward, right? So from a female perspective or from the opposite sex perspective, think about that. And I think that a lot of people, they don't think about that. They're just like thinking that, oh well, we get along so well, blah blah blah. But there's like a distinct distinction from being attracted to somebody and then for them to be attracted to you. Like it has to work both ways, And
there's the whole difference between maybe you both are attracted to each other, but either the timing's wrong, or you don't think that you don't think that they are relationship material, or they don't think that you're relationship material, regardless of being attracted to each other. That fucking happens too.
That happened too.
Essentially, we've all sort of, I would put a nice little round number, or say 80% of us have been in the friend zoned by somebody or whatever. I think that's a pretty conservative number to say or whatever.
Not me, man. I'd be breaking walls.
Busting in them walls.
You gonna love me.
Them sugar walls.
Essentially, it goes back to going back to junior high school days and stuff like that. You get your first crush. You don't really know how to talk to the girl. Things are awkward. Oh, I'm so used to hanging out with my boys, but she's kind of cool, and it just becomes this big, awkward, embarrassing salad and everything. We've all experienced it in some way, shape, or form, but you learn from it and everything. And if you are mature enough to laugh at yourself and be like, you know what, yeah, I was fucking stupid, I wrote a fucking poem or whatever, you do some embarrassing shit or whatever. Do you like me? Circle yes, no, maybe. We all have those skeletons in our closet for the most part. But I think where people get really, really sensitive is that, I did that when I was 15, not when I was 27.
Yeah.
That's where I think people start to when they see that mirror being turned on them at that age, and they're like, oh yeah, you drove her, you bought her a gift certificate to go get her nails done, and blah blah blah, and did all this like kind of boyfriendy ish stuff, but she's not even like looking at you like that, and you're of that age where it's like, bruh, you should know better. Like, what are you trying to do? You're chasing a cat, but you're not getting anywhere. Like, you're back in the game, back like in the 90s and stuff like that. Someone needs to school you on what it is that you're doing, because you're wasting valuable prime pimping years right now, chasing after this girl that doesn't want to.
I can't remember.
People get butt hurt when you tell them that.
One comedian was that said that a friend zone is just a dick in a glass. Was that either
Chris Rock?
Was it Richard Pryor?
No, Chris Rock is a dick in a glass jar, breaking emergency.
Mm-hmm. So I'll hold on.
But never. Go ahead.
All right, I'll tell you a true story. Like me in like my super early 30s. This is like probably like right after I turned 30. This is like after I was separated. All right, I was married, but I was separated. All right, so I found a girl. Yeah, Blue Nose, because he was there with me, and I was like, all right, we made like me and this girl became like really good friends, and early on we're like, listen, if for whatever reason we're not feeling it, we're just gonna tell each other, and we'll just break it off, and we're good to go. Like, there's no commitment like whatsoever. It's like literally like it got broken off on the other end from me, and I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, it sucks, but I mean, we made a promise, right? So I'm not gonna be an asshole. I'm not gonna fucking stalk you. I'm not gonna fucking drag you through a bunch of fucking emotional bullshit. It's like, you said you weren't feeling it anymore, so we're good to go. Like, it's fine, and we're still friends to this day. We don't talk very often because of obvious reasons. But like, we have other relationships, because it'd be fucking weird if we kept talking like a lot. But it's like, listen, we're adults, and we understand that, you know, it didn't work out, but we're not gonna drag each other through the fucking dirt and like fuck over each other in our future relationships. And that's the adult thing to do, is if you come through it like that. But a lot of people, they're like, they don't make conversations like that from the get-go. Like, if you are dating and you don't want to have like a committed relationship, you need to let the other person know like right away. And that's what the other person did for me. She was like, listen, I'm not ready. And actually at the time, neither was I. I wasn't really ready to have like a committed relationship. So I was like, okay, we're good. So if either one of us say like it's off, then it's off. No complaints. And like, once she broke it off with me, it was fine. I was like, cool, you know, we're good to go. Like, I'm not gonna hate you. I'm not gonna fucking text you in the fucking middle of the night, be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that shit. We're adults. All right, so if you're gonna break up with somebody, be a fucking adult about it, and don't stalk them. Don't fucking try to fight their new boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. It's like, fucking shut the fuck up. Move the fuck on with your own life, and be okay with your own. You need to love yourself first. I hate to use that fucking term. Love yourself and move on, and don't continue to like weigh down your life with that other person.
I will tell you, I hear you 1,000%. That's good, really good advice. For me, I remember like there was a time way back in my 20s and whatnot, early dating, and just telling people like, look, I'm not looking for another friend. If we're on like date number 1 or 2 and you're not feeling me, tell me fucking now.
Yep.
Because if you think, oh, well, we're getting to know each other and we're going to eventually become friends, nah, we're already in our 20s and I'm not interested in being friends with your ass. And that was just my mentality at the time. Now, I've matured a little bit since then. A little bit. But I will still say a shoulder to cry on becomes a dick to ride on.
We need Mishka to confirm that last statement. I've matured since.
I remember telling the girl that too. Like, yeah, I got a bunch of friends. I'm not looking for more fucking friends. Like, I'm down here for something else. And yes,
I don't want.
You gotta let them know.
I don't want to know your name. I just want bang, 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 bang.
I mean, honestly,
That's honest, though.
the more honest you are with your partner, the better off you'll be. Like you'll literally cut off bullshit right away. And I think most people like they drag on bullshit throughout their lives in their relationships. But like, listen, oh, I can make it work. I can make it blah blah blah. Fuck that shit. Just fucking unless you have kids. And even with kids, it's like, are your kids if you're arguing with your partner, is that really good for your kids? No, I'll tell you right now, it's not. All right, so cut it off as soon as possible. Rip the band-aid off and find somebody else new that works better for you as a person, and don't just drag it out.
Yeah.
True.
But the friend zone exists, bitches.
It
The
does.
friend zone does exist. And some of those male friends of yours, I'm talking to you ladies, some of those male friends of yours, if they're single, and not all, but some of them were probably interested, and some of them have expressed interest in you, and you did put them in the friend zone. It happens.
Well, no. Hold on. Stop. Hold on. Wait. Stop. Prodigy.
Mm-hmm.
The female might not have put them in the friend zone.
Yeah, that's why I said some.
Well, yeah,
Not all,
but
and it can happen the reverse.
yeah, a lot of dudes that get in the friend zone. I was one of them. They accept the friend zone. So I can't.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I just want to differentiate right there. That's all.
Yeah, that certainly can happen. It always just seems funny to me that there are literally people that want to die on the hill of saying that it never happens and it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it definitely
and I always
exists.
say to you, bullshit. I lived my life. I know what this fucking exists.
Yeah, it exists on both sides. Like I've seen like there's people that I know like previously, not anymore, but I've been around some thirsty ass chicks. I'm like, yeah, you're fucking thirsty, but no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that shit happens.
In the friend zone.
What's up?
I said I've had to throw some girls in the friend zone. Hopefully
Yeah.
they'll listen to this podcast.
Yeah, it shit happens.
Yeah. Not everybody is literally the right pussy for you.
Oh, the right dick.
Point blank.
Yeah.
Or the right dick. Yeah.
Or pussy to pussy.
Or shark dick to ass. I guess male ass. Anyway.
What does a shark dick look like anyway? I actually have no idea.
I'm pretty sure you can Google it.
I know what a whales look like.
It's terrible.
I don't know why I know what a whale's dick looks like, but I
Yeah,
do.
why do you know?
Because they have the biggest dicks in
Like
the
the
world.
biggest dicks in the world or some
Yeah.
shit.
That's big
I
old
think they
dick.
had like I had like the Smithsonian or some shit.
But it is not like per like what the size per capita? Not per capita.
Per body
What am I
weight?
thinking of?
BMI?
Yeah, per like the size.
Mass?
Yeah, like body mass. Like
Like a rat
yeah,
or something?
whales have huge dicks because they're huge. But I think it's like the sea urchin and like something else have like huge dicks like compared to like the size of their body.
I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. I think it's either like a rat or some kind of like mammal that their penis to body ratio is like
I'm gonna look it up.
extreme.
Largest dicks per capita.
I think that's the
Yeah,
title
I'm
of the
pretty sure it's all in the White House.
Let's make it seem like you can buy a fucking dick like it's real estate, I guess.
Holy fuck. While he's looking that up,
Oh, this is
what's
hilarious.
going on with
I looked up
go
largest
ahead.
penis and it was 13.5 inches, but I'm pretty sure it's way bigger than that for humans. Just saying, I've seen some shit.
Yeah, I mean.
It said John
Lexington
Falcon
Steel
is the
exists.
guy. Yeah, Lexington. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's. And that. Yeah. Anyway,
Vin Diesel.
I'll keep looking.
Anyway.
You said Vin Diesel. You seen his dick?
No, wait, no, Shane Diesel. Shane Diesel.
Oh, Shane Diesel.
Oh, I said Vin Diesel. Somebody's been on the fappening recently.
There you go.
Yeah, it's definitely not this guy.
Old Ninja.
So this is fucking bullshit. So I looked up largest
What's
penis. It came up with some dude. There's a guy like in like South America. His dick was like literally a fucking leg, and he had to wrap it up. So it's definitely not this fucking guy. They say it's definitely not 13.5 inches. It's way bigger than that. So fuck you, Google,
Jesus Christ.
because I've seen this dude. And like he literally no. I saw him like on a it was like a news story because he couldn't like have sex with anybody because his dick was like literally too big, and it was like literally like it was like bigger than the size of my arm.
Goddamn.
So apparently
Let's get up.
the barnacles is probably the last thing you would think of. In fact, its body size to its penis size is 10 to 1.
God damn.
It
That's a
it
huge
reaches up
dick.
to 10 times the length of its body.
That's big.
Could you imagine if your penis was 10 times longer? You'd be just walking over, just fucking knocking over shit.
You'd have to pole vault over shit.
God damn.
Okay, so
I'm trying to get to some Star Wars news.
Go
Holy
ahead.
shit.
you want to talk about dick some more or what? Because there's an
Like-
8 foot penis on here right now. So it's the blue whale. I'm just saying.
To Little Richard. This was a little nod to Little Richard. Because he did a little woo.
Old
back.
Ninja. Star Wars. Mandalorian news dropped. Did you see this?
Oh yeah, of course I've seen this. I've been had seen this. I mean,
We getting Katie Sackhoff, Battlestar Galactica, my favorite Starbuck, the blonde bombshell Katie Sackhoff in Mandalorian.
yeah. So she's reprising her role because she's been in this role since I think 2014 or something like that.
Wait, what?
So she's been the voice of Bo-Katan, her character from she's been the voice of Bo-Katan from Star Wars: The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, and she will now play the live-action counterpart in the upcoming season 2 of The Mandalorian. And now Lucasfilm is also saying that Mandalorian season 2 is on track to release for November or October with no COVID-19 interruption. So they're in post-production right now. So they're working on special effects and whatnot. So
I'm fucking down for this. For those of you who missed, for whatever reason, Battlestar Galactica, and I didn't watch it while it was on. I waited till right after it ended, and then it became one of my favorite sci-fi shows of all time. Katie Sackhoff is a fucking tour de force on that fucking show, and I will give almost anything that she's in a chance, except for that bullshit Netflix show from 2019 that was fucking awful and deserved a rotten eggplant. But Katie Sackhoff, Starbuck, is fucking great.
what show are you talking about? What show?
It was a sci-fi Netflix original. I can't, of Earth or another Earth, some bullshit. It was the worst thing I'd ever fucking seen. It was really bad. I talked about it on here.
So before I quickly segue, Katie Sackhoff is in. She's in the Flash. She's been in the Flash for like I think maybe 3 seasons because she showed up this current season. She was in it last season. Oh yeah, so she's been in since the Thinker. So she's been in there for 3 seasons.
What character was she in the Flash?
She's Amulet or Amuet, whatever. She's Amulet, the chick with the metal arm she can control with her.
Oh yeah. I can't stand that.
Yeah, so she does a fake British accent on the show, and she's in this current season of Flash. She was in the Valentine's Day episode where she she hated her man, but then they're about to kill each other, and then they end up making out and stuff in front of like Iris and Barry, and they couldn't figure out what to do. It was like right before Crisis hit, so that shit was kind of funny. I mean, she's been great on the Clone Wars as she's a Mandalorian. She's in the story and the lore. If you haven't watched it, she's like a very prominent character on the show, especially with the Mandalorian. She's very like a astounding character in the show. So I'm excited. This does take place after Return of the Jedi, so I'm curious. Oh, there's other news that they're bringing back Boba Fett. So Boba Fett didn't die in Return of the Jedi. They're bringing back Tamara Morrison, who played Jango Fett, and they dubbed his voice for Empire Strikes Back for Boba Fett. Bringing him back.
Didn't Boba Fett fucking die in that little stand
in the Sarlacc pit? But apparently he cut his way out, or somehow he got out.
He fell in.
Season 1 of Mandalorian with Ming-Na Wen's character, everyone suspected that it was Boba Fett that came to her after she was like knocked out and potentially killed or whatnot. And we may get that this coming season, so we're gonna see.
We get enough of her, to be honest. She had like 10 minutes on screen.
She had like 1 episode.
Yeah, so, I need more Mina.
So we'll probably see her again. We're definitely gonna see Bo-Katan, and we're gonna see Boba Fett. So be prepared for more like high-ranking Mandalorians in season 2, and we're gonna see Ahsoka Tano. So we're seeing characters from both the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels in live action again. One of the I want to say one of the first ones was Saw Gerrera. We saw him in Rogue One, played by Forrest Whitaker. So we're seeing more of that now. So I'm excited. I can't wait for season 2. It's gonna be great.
Me too.
Are we ever gonna see my girl?
Series. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, are we ever gonna see my girl Jyn Erso in like something before Rogue One?
No idea. No idea. I mean, Disney Plus does have the Cassian Andor series in the works, even though it's on hold because of COVID-19. But they did some casting news. They recasted the lady who played Mon Mothma in Rogue One. She's coming onto the series. That's as far as I know. That and Diego Luna's obviously back. But other than that, we're still waiting for that. And then Obi-Wan is on hold, even though we're going to get that. So there's a lot of shit Star Wars wise that's coming.
I feel like, I just will say this, Rogue One was really good. I feel like if they gave me a little bit more Jyn Erso, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I would like more stories with her prior to that time. One movie did not feel like enough.
I mean, you never know. We could, but we probably won't.
Honestly,
never say never.
I feel like they would make a movie about the Alphabet Squadron before they did a Jyn Erso movie. I mean, Alphabet Squadron, the book was pretty good. Just saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, who knows what's going to happen, but I'm excited about this.
Do we want to go to Be the Bees?
What do we got? Everybody have it up?
Well.
Do I have to do it? I like you
Yeah,
asking, you
have to
don't
do
fucking know. How fucking dare you? Hold on a second, man.
So,
What are your guys' thoughts on Dead to Me?
Well, I've only watched like the first 2 episodes.
Man.
Yeah.
But so far, I thought Sweetness and I watched season 2, and it's like it kicks you in the feels a lot. Like if you have a mom, if you grew up with a mom, like this shit's gonna kick you in the fucking feels, like heavily.
Well, who doesn't have a mom? I'm just saying.
Well, you know, some people don't have moms that are great.
Wait, you didn't say grandma. You said a mom.
Your mom could have sold you to fucking some kind of empire so that your grandfather doesn't find out who you are.
Oh, some Star Wars shit. I mean,
yeah.
Did we talk about Nicolas Cage being Joe Exotic?
No. We're talking about Dead to Me.
I know.
Stay on topic, motherfucker.
I'm gonna switch gears. Wait, Stitch, have you watched Dead to Me yet?
I'm on like episode 5 of the. Some crazy stuff.
Don't spoil
obviously
it,
goes
please.
on, and we won't get into spoilers and stuff yet. Maybe like next week or whatever. I'm trying to see where they're going with this season yet. So I kind of think in the next like 2 episodes I'll understand.
What
the topic point of the series is.
One thing they keep doing is they keep like kind of teasing you. Like they'll talk about something, then something else will fucking happen. Like at least for like the second season or the 7th episode, we learned that the one dude had a brother, which fucking throws everybody for a fucking loop.
Yeah, that was like the most bullshit thing ever. I was like, the cheap way out, huh?
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
that
like,
totally
shit.
tripped me out.
Somebody go.
I'm enjoying it.
Between like the cop and I think what's her name, Judy. Like the shit that's going on with them, and like there's a little bit of other backstories going on. Like they really keep everything in, but like literally the last episode is like, holy shit, I did not fucking see that shit coming.
How many episodes is the season?
There's either 8 or 10. There's 10. There's 10 episodes.
Alright, gotcha.
But so I like Christina Applegate like actually doing like a role. Like she's like still pretty funny in it, but like those fucking kids, man. Like her older son is like, come on, dude, you gotta stop being a fucking dick.
Dude, a lot of I don't know if it's just maybe me, but some of these like acting kids annoy the shit out of me. Obviously, I love the Stranger Things kids. They're great. They're awesome. But like some of these kids, and like I remember even like this I think the son in Breaking Bad. I just wanted to punch him. fucking. I want to choke the shit out of.
Even the kids in Fuller House, you just wanted to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I forgot about those fucking idiots. But yeah, the son in this one just needs to be fucking just. You need to just bring out the belt.
Not even that. Fucking Baku's level something. Put that little fucker in his place.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he like curses at his mom is like the first time when he said like fuck her on his mom, like I thought about the time when I said like a bad word to my mom and just the ass whooping I got, and I'm like, dude, like really, like how the fuck is this on TV? But then again, it's white family, so you kind of get away with that shit.
No, I mean you can't even say that. I mean, listen, I think I talked about on the podcast before, but I don't spank my youngest daughter, and she's okay. So I don't think that I'm probably the minority on this podcast. I don't think you need to spank your kids to discipline them. So
here's what I'll say. I don't have any problem with that statement at all. I think it is totally fine. I'm going to be very vocal, well, semi-vocal, because I don't know who's listening. There have been times when, in theory, hypothetically, I may have had to tap a few kids up for being real wild and real bad after multiple yelling and multiple attempts at trying to get them to listen. But we never had this conversation.
yeah, I mean, listen, I've raised one kid. I'm raising another kid. I spanked my oldest kid, and I think that the results that I've seen were not that great. Not spanking my youngest and learning how to like listen to them and like have different ways to like discipline them have worked out way better. But I mean, that's just me. I understand people just listen. Your kid is your kid. I'm not gonna tell you how to fucking live your life or raise your kids, but I don't see the upside to physically disciplining my child anymore. So yeah, that's just me.
I need to get to that Zen level at some point, hypothetically, theoretically.
Oh, I fucking yell at her every now and again, but I will not physically harm her, and that's something that even before we adopted, they got to a point to like with my biological daughter where I was just like, listen, I can't continue to do this. Like I remember how it felt when I was a kid, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So I'm like,
yeah.
But listen, if your kids are wilding out and that's the way you get through to them, go ahead and do it. But I figured out alternative ways to do it, and I'm not doing some fucking woo-woo bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, no. Things get extreme, but yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how to fucking raise your kids. But for me, I don't need to fucking spank my kid. So
I'm gonna make one distinction, and this is probably unique to just me, even though there's 3 fathers on here. It's hard to articulate, but there is a difference for me between my son and my daughter, and discipline. It is much harder with my daughter. I will say on
dude,
that.
I get it because I got 2 daughters. So
yeah.
I mean,
but with I'm just saying with my son, when he ain't listening, it reminds me of me not listening for shit, and I'm just like, dude, here we go. You know what I mean?
So this is what happened to me. This is what changed my mind about like spanking and shit like that. Is that there was a time when my oldest daughter was out here, and I got really mad, and I was like, am I mad that she's not listening, or am I mad that I'm not communicating well enough to what I really want from her? And me physically hurting her, is that going to make her understand what I want from her? And then once I understood that, like me personally, I was just like, all right, I need to like step back and like be like, listen, I need to be like when I say a better parent, I'm not calling you or anybody else that's listening to this a bad parent, all right? how can I be a better parent to like really make my child understand what the fuck I want? You know what I mean? And that's hard to like really do, but you can see, for me at least, I saw better results of like explaining to them like what the fuck I actually wanted rather than, you know, the iron fist. You know? And to me, it ended up working out better. And even with my youngest daughter, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, she fucking throws tantrums all the time. But now, it's like when she throws tantrums now, like she did me a pinky promise, a pinky fucking promise of like not throwing tantrums. So now when she like start freaking out, I'm like, yo, the pinky promise. I'm like, you know, we made a pinky promise, and you're not supposed to throw tantrums anymore. And I joke with K-Mac. I'm like, listen, we did a pinky promise. If she breaks it, I'm fucking taking her pinky. I'm just saying, it's getting cut off.
There you go.
But I'm joking, obviously. I'm not gonna cut her pinky.
Put it in a jar.
Yeah, but it's like, listen, my youngest, she understands. It's like, listen, I made a promise, and maybe calm down. It doesn't work all the time, but most of the time, when I say, hey, you made a promise, pinky promise, and you stick to it, calm the fuck down. No more tantrums. And I think communicating with your kids, if you can, I understand that it's not 100% of the time. If you can communicate, do it. But you have to build to it. So I'm not trying to tell you what the fuck to do with your kids.
Yeah, no, I get you. If we don't have, just to go back to something, if we don't have any B's and B's, you guys want to round it on up?
Sure. Where the fuck did Blue go?
Blue's in the ether.
Yeah. He's solving crimes.
Return to the void. Old Ninja, what you got populating this week?
Oh, we're wrapping up already?
Yeah,
man.
We're in way over 2 hours. Oh, a little over 2 hours.
Yeah, so tomorrow, I'm enjoying these right here. So these are Freddy's ribs from House of Cards. We smoked these for 6 hours today. And,
who smoked them? Did you smoke them? Who did that?
Me and my roommate. We did the rub and whatnot. We smoked them. Actually,
the skepticalism.
Ribs, fool. See, if you're watching live right now, you can see these some ribs,
bro.
Sauce on it.
Why don't you got a real plate? Why you got a paper plate? You're at home.
Trying to reduce. Hey,
that's not reducing. Get the fuck out of here.
But we're in the bay.
Struggle plate alert.
We're still on a drought. Don't be using real plates.
We are not. First of all, we're not in a drought. Oh, Ninja. Second of all, it takes one more.
It's raining this weekend.
Yeah, it takes way more water to raise a fucking tree. I'm just saying. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm eating on my favorite plate, my Freddy ribs.
Get some.
These are my bird.
Why aren't they called Old Ninja ribs? I'm just saying.
They should be, because my birthday's tomorrow. Because these are my birthday ribs. But they're the recipe from Freddy's from House of Cards. That's why they're called Freddy's ribs.
Okay.
To honor Freddy, the character who made them on the show. That's why. So
is that one of the pedophiles?
No,
it's what's that actor's name?
Yeah, I know you're talking.
I don't remember his name. He passed away last year. We gave him a shout out on the cast.
I watched the show and then like all this shit happened about that dude, and I was like, well, fuck, I guess I'm done.
But he didn't go to jail though. Just saying.
I mean, he should have. I'm just saying.
But yeah, actually, I bought Streets of Rage 4, so I'm gonna check that out and see what that's about, because a lot of people are raving about it, and I love Streets of Rage 2. I played it a lot.
How much is it?
It's $24.99 on both PSN and Xbox Live. So
that's not bad.
So if
let me know how you like that, and I'll jump on and I'll get that for you, because I know Cake Man was asking if anyone's played.
Oh,
and I know
yeah,
Cake Man's probably
did ask.
It's good too. So we can squad up.
But the game is 2-player online co-op and then 4-player local couch play. So I'm gonna see what that's about. Probably playing some more. I've been playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint, so I've been checking at that. But tomorrow I'm probably just gonna be chilling. Definitely staying shelter in place. Not really plan on going too much. Can't really have anybody over. So I have a bad feeling FBI is gonna show up. Well, that's what you do. Oh wait, your nuts got cut off. My bad. But still, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cross, what you got?
I made some progress on the Infinity base. the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I reinstalled the lights so I can work on the base at night now. So me and K-Mac, we started to paint the interior yesterday, and I need to buy way more paint because the black paint that I bought, you have to do multiple layers. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I probably need to do like at least 2 layers of paint for black. I'm not gonna do the ceiling, just 3 walls.
What kind of paint did you buy, Kronos? Because the paint I have for my office, like I have a black wall, and I only had to do 1 coat. So if you look at my wall here,
So you need to tell me what fucking paint you bought, because the paint I got some Bear paint and this shit was not the business.
I went to oh god, I went to Kelly Moore. You got the paint. But yeah, I only had to use 1 coat, and the walls in here they were green.
So okay, again, you can't just tell me Kelly Moore black paint. You tell me exactly what the fuck paint you bought, and I'll get that.
I'll take a picture of it and send it to you later. I can't think of the brand or make of it.
Yeah, you gotta give me more information than that, because the paint I got is gonna take definitely 2 coats, at least 2. But yeah, I'm working on that. Other than that, hopefully I get my new car sometime in the next week or so. I don't fucking know. It's been in transit for a week, so we'll see. What's up? Yeah, it's like literally the car I'm gonna get is like, it's been my dream. It's one of my dream cars since like shit, Blue. When did I drive that shit? It was like 2008.
Dude, it was probably like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
No, it was way more than that. It was like probably.
No, because I had my G35 for probably a good maybe 8 years.
But I'm pretty sure it was 2008 or 2009.
No, maybe. Yeah, because my G35 was 2004.
Because I got it for the reunion, so I'm pretty sure it was 2008.
Because you got it as a rental.
Yes.
And then I totaled my car, or not totaled my car. My car was in a body shop, and I got it as a loaner car too. So yeah.
But I got
2008, 2009.
I got the fast version of that, so it's like the one with the bigger motor. So yeah, so the 50S. So we will see when it gets here and how everything works out. But hopefully I get this car. It's getting shipped here from Colorado, and it should be nice. So yeah, that's all I got.
Dope shit. Stitch, what you got?
Just doing responsible black parenting, for the most part. Also, I've been watching Blackish, and fuck, it's good. God damn it. I feel so bad I was wrong. It's good, it's funny. I don't know what it is, but I can just sit there and just like watch episodes while I'm just like playing with the kid and everything like that. Anthony Anderson is really funny. It's a lot of hilarious topics and stuff like that. It's just like, that fucking name literally put me off from the show when it fucking came out. Yeah, and I was just like, I got no interest in it. Don't want to hear about it. Don't care. It sounds dumb or whatever. I was wrong. Highly wrong. Or whatever. So I plan on watching all that. I already watched Mixed Dish. Mixed Dish is hilarious because it's Mark Paul. It's Zach Morris, who's the dad.
Yeah.
And then it's the girl looks like Lisa Turtle, like how Lisa Turtle is supposed to look like. Before she started like bleaching her skin and shit like that. So it's hilarious watching those two be parents or whatever, and like Zach Morris is like this like hippie dude that went to Berkeley and shit like that, and then Lisa Turtle's like trying to keep real with the daughter and stuff like that, and try to make sure that she's got like culture and understands all this other stuff that goes on with like Black history and stuff like that. So it's a very hilarious watch. So I've just been enjoying those 2 shows. Besides that, cooking a good bit, just barbecuing. Weather was a little bit weird today. I thought it was going to be nice all week, but it rained, which was odd. And then just sort of gaming for the most part. I'll see what else is popping up on Netflix.
Borderlands.
Oh God, I feel like this is like a Catholic confessional, but I was weak, and I looked into Animal Crossing.
K-Mac is playing it. K-Mac is on it.
I know. I was like, because this like thing popped up on my timeline. It's like explaining like what the deal is with Animal Crossing. I was like, let me watch this because I was like, everyone's talking about it. I was like, should I I was wrong
Shit.
about Blackish. Maybe I'm wrong about Animal Crossing. I can't be listening to Prodigy all the time or whatever. I'm saying like, oh, this is dumb or whatever.
We
Because he be doing his weed hunting on his whatever warrior hunter, monster hunter bullshit. So I was like, maybe I'll look into getting this, and I stopped myself. But it's very very interesting, and it doesn't make any sense. But everyone's playing it, and there's nothing else to do. So
Dude,
we'll see.
like seriously, if you were to lose, if the world was to end and you could upload your consciousness into like a different world, Animal Crossing would be the world that everybody would upload their consciousness to.
Do you play it?
Not me.
Yeah, I'm so
Blue,
lost.
hold on, Blue. Do you play it?
No, I don't have a Wii.
So how the fuck do you know?
Because I watched the video.
This fucking guy.
I watched YouTube. Fuck
All right.
Nintendo.
Anyway, let's move on to something. Prodigy, tell your story.
Did we already get Blue? I was gonna do Blue and then I'll do it.
Oh, this week I'm gonna continue drinking, like everybody else in this whole entire world. But no, oh shit, what was I gonna say? But the sweetest and I finished Dead to Me. I'm gonna continue playing Borderlands 3. Oh shit, there's something else I want to talk about.
Well, Blue, real quick. I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm going to. I don't give a fuck.
Go ahead.
I have like 45,000 fucking grapefruit Trulies. Do you want them?
Yes.
I'm gonna drop them off to your house. Like seriously, I have like so fucking many. It's ridiculous.
Well, no, so like I actually started to play with a new character. I started with the gunner girl, and I'm having a good fucking time with her. Like it's interesting
Almost,
because
yeah.
I'm used because with the siren, like her health regenerates, but with the gunner, she does not. So like
Yeah,
I literally have to like open up chests to be able to like regenerate. But like once my health gets to a certain level, I'll jump into my mech.
Yes. And you're invincible.
And yeah, then I'm basically fucking invincible. And but when I come out of it, either my shield's all the way up, or like everybody's around is fucking dead. So I'm like, it's just fun fucking scouting. Like the fucking mech takes out a lot of fucking shit, which is great. And like I got to the point where I can have the mech wreck shit with me out of it. So like after I fucking like do the shit I need to do, I can like leave outside of the mech and it's still fucking doing damage. And I can start scouting for like health to get my health back up. What the fuck am I doing this weekend? So I'm looking for another job with one of the things I'm doing. I'm really missing doing photography. Like I kind of want to start doing like this whole porch photography thing that some photographers are doing. Like families, they like just go down to the porch and the photographer just take pictures from their porch and stuff like that. I kind of want to start doing that, but then again, I have to like drive out to places. But other than that, just fucking chilling.
You should take nature photos, man.
Huh?
Nature photos.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing that too. I know Sweetness want me to take pictures of our new dog and stuff like that, but that's like if you work at a retail place or like a clothing store, like you fold clothes all day. You don't want to go home and fold your own clothes just because you're so fucking tired of folding clothes. Seriously.
All right. For me, I have started to dip my weeb ass fucking dick into some Persona 5. You know, I was monster hunting or weeb hunting earlier this year. This is satisfying a JRPG itch that I had, and it is a fucking stylish ass game. I do not have the royal one, but I had a Persona 5 and I never got through it. It is literally playing an anime as a JRPG, and it's fucking stylish and with great music and fantastic. And then the other thing I got, just to give an update, I am still slowly making my way through fucking One Piece, and I'm loving it quite a fucking bit. I'm on the Rainbow Mist arc, if that means anything to any of the Straw Hat listeners we have, which is all 2 of you. That's all I got.
Is that kind of like the Golden Mist? Where I like just
Yeah, exactly.
All right, old Ninja, take us out of here.
All right, user experience Black and Black Times Infinity.
Infinity!
Check us out every week, every Wednesday night, 8:30 live Pacific time on YouTube. You can check us out on
8:30?
YouTube. 8:30-ish. Yeah, you can check us out on YouTube with Black and Black Times Infinity or Bees and BTI. Also on Twitter, that's at Bees and BTI, BTANBTI. Check us out on SoundCloud, Radio Republic, Spotify, what am I missing? Oh, Amazon, and then visit our official website, benheadproductions.com/Bees and BTI. Check us out also on Twitch and Instagram.
King Shark is a top.
All right.